Week 1 preemptive waiver wire show for 2026. Yeah, early week 1 waiver wire show. Also, recap of the Hall of Fame game. Beck. Carson Beck looks pretty good. King. This guy, King. He's king of the South. And we might be looking at the potential 2 starters mid-season for these 2 teams. King looked great. Now, preseason game, pump the brakes. I get it. And we've even seen teams have somebody play this well, and then they don't even put him in the number 2 spot. Is it Kenny Pickett still? Who knows? But looks good. I think he earned himself a nice long look under the hood to see what's there. Beck, just feel very good fantasy football-wise about the Arizona Cardinals because of the safety mechanism, the safety net that is Carson Beck for all of the weapons that he's going to need to feed if Brissett doesn't make it. If they want to replace Brissett, feeling super good about this. We're going to attack this Hall of Fame game recap. We got these 2 guys doing really good in this game. This is such a good game. Came down to the last play. If you missed it, you got to rewatch it if you recorded it. 188 yards passing for Beck, 15 for 19. He went 6 for 6 on that one drive. King, 21 to 34, 2 touchdowns. Love what he brought to the table. They didn't even have a graphic for him. So we're going to break it all down in more of the Fantasy Football Show. The Graveyard Show begins right now. File on in.
You're watching a
Graveyard Stream.
live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
If you haven't watched already, switch screens, my computer is already glitching. Carson Beck, 15 for 19, 188 and a touch, looked really good, played amazing, played 2 quarters, 2+ quarters, and just looked the part. And people are going to say things like Hall of Fame game, it's, preseason, like, slow down. No one's trying to suggest anything crazy or wild, but you do get a sense of how good somebody is in the pocket. And remember, he's not playing with the starting wide receivers. So there's, for every argument you have, like, oh, he's playing against a second string defense, he's playing with a second string offense, and you got to consider that too. You're really looking for just how accurate they are. Are they putting the football where only the wide receiver can get it? Are they making weird mistakes? Do they look good? What's the spiral look like? How are they on play fakes? How are they on this or that? There's a lot of good. There's almost very little bad about what Carson Beck did tonight. King looked fantastic, by the way. Just looked absolutely remarkable in this game. It was a fun game to watch. If you missed it, you missed out on a real good week 1. I don't think I've ever seen a game 1 preseason game better than this one. This one was fantastic from start to finish. So, talking about, really, you could say, both of these safety net mechanisms in place. If anything happens to Bryce Young, maybe this kid does pretty well. Maybe King steps in and can feed and have these wide receivers and the whole offense humming. Maybe not. He's actually a pretty good quarterback that had a lot of promise going into the game too. It's not like he's some rando. He just happens to be somebody that's got had a tall ladder to climb to get into the spot that I think he got into with just one game. Carson Beck the Cardinals are eyeballing him as the future. They drafted him in the 3rd round. Carson Beck isn't somebody that they're just hopeful that might potentially, we have something we didn't know we had. They actually drafted him in the 3rd round, and they believe that was a bargain. And I've been lukewarm on him for a big part of the early offseason. But if you've watched my show over the last, week, you've seen me become much more in favor of my wonderment for the situation. What could happen? I kind of like him right now a little more than I thought. I feel like he's a little bit cringe off the field, on camera, off the field. But that's one part of this thing. Is not doesn't have anything to do with him playing on the field. I think there's something to that leadership wise, but I don't get a sense that this team feels any sort of weird vibe from him. He might just be awkward on camera, but Carson Beck looked fantastic in this game. And there's been rumblings in Arizona. I'm in Arizona, so I have a pulse on this thing a little bit more than the average Bear. And the rumblings are he's just night and day different when there's competition. It's 11 on 11. It's a scrimmage. It's in that setting where it's kind of like the guy that can shoot three-pointers in the middle of a game but is not good in practice shooting three-pointers. Not to suggest that not being good in all practice scenarios is good. Lamar's often coined as a bad practice player. And I'm not saying that's going to define him or he's going to be some ultimate bad practice player, but just saying he stepped up majorly when things got a little bit more complex for him, when typically a rookie would step backward. So he seems very, very mature in his style of play and his ability to process. And he, again, didn't have any of his starters on the field. He didn't have MHJ and Michael Wilson and McBride. And he threw a very McBride football into the corner of the end zone, which was his touchdown strike right here, 15-19 and a touch. That was to his backup tight end, who grabbed that football very much like McBride would have. And it was placed so beautifully, just in the corner of the end zone, just lobbed it up into the corner, teardrop, so that only McBride, or his backup tight end in this case, could catch it, wasn't going to be picked off, give this offense another opportunity to go again, or if it was, let's say I was on third down, kick a field goal. This is the kind of thing you needed to see out of Carson Beck. Very excited about what is in store, mainly because of the fact that I do believe this team will take Brissett off the field at some point during the 2026 season. No matter what he's doing, if the Cardinals, and they could surprise people, by the way, it's a tough division, one of the toughest divisions in the National Football League. Let's be completely honest and frank. Making the playoffs, is, especially with the schedule, is probably one of the most impossible things that the Cardinals, for any team to pull off, as the Cardinals going to the playoffs, because you'd have to have like complete falling apart turmoil for one or both of the Seahawks or Niners, and injuries could take the Niners out. But then even then, you have one of these two teams, whoever you think is going to win the division. I think the Rams are going to win the division. I think most people think the Rams are the favorite to win the Super Bowl. Injuries can happen, but let's say the Rams lock the division down. One of these two teams, if not two of them, are going to the playoffs, grabbing a hold of two of the three wildcard spots. Then you have Chicago or Detroit, whoever you think will win that division. Tampa probably wins this division. The Saints will be sneaky. Who knows what the Panthers will do? Washington and Dallas are going to be very good this year. There's no room. The Cardinals have a negative % chance of making the playoffs, but they're going to be sneaky. But the truth is, once the playoff hopes die away, especially with the schedule, guess what they do? They sit Brissett no matter how well he's playing. Why? Because they're entering NFL scouting and figuring out what their future looks like territory. They've got to say to themselves, we have a third-round quarterback, and he already has a chance to even potentially unseat Brissett. We still got a lot of time before week 1. Who knows what happens here? But if they do start Brissett and things aren't going to plan and they're not dominating the win category, guess who comes out no matter what? Even if he's producing at a top 7 to 8 fantasy football output, which is very good production, but they're not getting the W's. They have to know what Beck is before they enter the 2027 draft process, or especially the draft, because they need to know if they need to draft a quarterback. So Beck is starting at some point, which has always been a part of this equation that scares people about Jeremiah Love, MHJ, and also Michael Wilson and McBride, because people don't know. The Cardinals, what are they going to do? They're going to misuse all these pieces. Carson Beck just maybe answered the call and said, look, if Brissett's not in there, I will take care of it. And I think he can feed this man, MHJ, feed this man, Michael Wilson, feed this man, McBride, and keep the offense, the defense honest enough to have Jeremiah Love getting what he needs in order to produce 100 total yards. He can't get games scripted out. He can't get sat on the bench because they got to throw the damn ball. They throw it to him. Like, he is a 100-yard accumulation type of running back in this league. He is a Christian McCaffrey. He is an Alvin Kamara. He is a Jahmyr Gibbs of sorts, in the sense that it doesn't matter if you can't run, then you throw to him. You can't throw, you run to him. 100 total yards, creeps up on everybody. The shot of a touchdown resides in both either plan of attack, rushing or receiving, whatever he's needing to be utilized for in said game. I couldn't be more happy with what I saw out of Beck. Still a lot more to come. It's one game, it's one preseason game, but it excites me about this situation. I do wonder if the rest of the fantasy football populace will respond in a way that makes Love rise a little bit. MHJ rise a little bit. McBride go from mid third round. What was ADP on McBride? And people that say McBride's not in the third round, he is in the third round. This is hundreds of thousands of drafts accumulating this ADP data. He's 3.4. I think tonight may move the needle. I don't know how astute people are these days. It seems like I overestimate how smart people are in this world. And there's a really good chance he moves more than I think or less than I think. I can't really predict the human behavior sometimes when it comes to very, very obvious things, or things that we think are obvious and the rest of the world sleeping at the wheel or sitting on their hands. As for King, who knows what's in store for him, but he sure proved tonight that he needs to be at the table, at least in the conversation of who the number one backup is to Bryce Young. He's not unseating Bryce Young. Beck could unseat Brissett, like before week one. Not saying it happens. I think LaFleur, and I'll get to LaFleur in a second, who I've had some critical and positive things to say about him, about LaFleur throughout the entire offseason. I'm about to clarify how I feel about LaFleur and his offense. But King deserves a seat at the table. We got Luis in the building. We got Daniel in the building. Appreciate every single one of you. 420 man gifted a membership over on the Rumble machine. Appreciate every one of you. Thumbs up, please. Only 40. We got over 175, 200 people in here on the YouTube channel. So please hit that thumb up button. King deserves a seat at the table. We'll see where it goes from here. But what a game for him. Just a fantastic finish. This game was phenomenal. I really enjoyed watching it. And I didn't think I was going to say that, because the Cardinals have been a little bit of concerning, like if all the starters were playing, it'd be a very, very entertaining game. But without the starters, it was hard to know what was in store. But I will tell you this. I didn't know. Let me put this up here. So I think there's a lot of concern about this offense. And we had a lot of questions walking into LaFleur. I think my damn autocorrect just put his spelling wrong. There was a lot of concern about how this offense was going to look under new, not only regime, but coordinator. You bring in this joker of an offensive coordinator, Nathaniel Hackett, but he's not calling plays. LaFleur's calling plays. You got this Shanahan and McVay tree coach in LaFleur coming in to try and create a pre-snap motion environment that looks nothing like the one that was just abandoned last year in Arizona. LaFleur comes in. One of his first courses of action is to hire Nathaniel Hackett as his offensive coordinator. So that put him on bad terms with me from Jump Street, because he is one of the worst offensive minds, Nathaniel Hackett, in the entire National Football League. But LaFleur looked good tonight. Nathaniel Hackett, like Eberflus or like any other really bad offensive person that has ruined fantasy seasons, there is some potential good and bad to every coach, unless you're Matt Nagy or Adam Gase. There's nothing appealing. Hackett, you could find small pieces of what he could potentially do if you handcuffed his capabilities, which I think kind of is what's going on here. Now, I do worry a little bit about, does Hackett have control of the rotation of names, the runners going in and out of the lineup? Or is LaFleur going to say, keep Love in, Hackett, don't listen to yourself or your gut, I'm telling you what to do. And that would make me worry zero about Nathaniel Hackett. Nathaniel Hackett's just in the way. It doesn't, sometimes, I worry about what he could do. I truly do. Like how he could go in, like lift the hood at a mechanic and just start hitting a wrench on everything. That's the way I feel about Nathaniel Hackett. That's my concern. But LaFleur literally showed poise, intelligence, good play calling. I love the motion. I love how McVay and Kyle Shanahan, this offense looks. I love everything about what I saw tonight. And I love everything about what I saw from the quarterback that commanded it. Now, preseason, I get it. Again, I'm not trying to sit here and say put your pedal to the metal. I'm merely just saying LaFleur impressed me, and I like what I see. And I think this offense will be high octane and efficient enough. And if they're playing from behind, even more so, just because I think he'll be effective. If the defense can't stop people from scoring on him, they're still going to be able to move the football down the field. There's too many weapons. And LaFleur's pre-snap motion situation that he's cooking up here, that every team in the league is now, everybody's bringing in multiple tight ends. Everybody's got everybody in motion. If you're an old school coach or play caller, you're getting tossed out of this league within the next year or two if you can't adapt to what the NFL is today. And the NFL, this is why, you worry about, like, Stefanski couldn't live in this NFL. That's why he doesn't call plays anymore. That's why Tommy Reese is calling plays in Atlanta. He can't call plays anymore. This is why Bill Belichick wouldn't survive in today's NFL. This is a new NFL. This is a new NFL, and LaFleur is a disciple of the most successful version of offenses that thrive in today's NFL. And to be honest with you, my initial reaction, and once this hiring happened in March, I thought to myself, like, we still need to see it. Just because he graduated from the McVay and Shanahan, coaching tree, doesn't mean he can implement it. It doesn't mean he can be as good as all these other coaches. He could be a failure student of this academy. But boy, did I get a little taste of what I think is going to be a lot of scoring, a lot of opportunity, playing from behind with the schedule and the defense. I do believe we're just going to see McBride and MHJ, Michael Wilson and Jeremiah Love have enough footballs to go around that I don't think they get hampered because Beck enters the lineup. I think the offense will support Beck supporting the players. I think the offense will support Brissett supporting the players. I think maybe this is too early to say for sure, but so far I think maybe Beck can be to Brissett what we feel Jalen Milroe, or what I feel Jalen Milroe is to Sam Darnold, to what Mac Jones is to Brock Purdy, to what Joe Flacco is to Joe Burrow. And I think that the security, and Joe Milton is to Dak Prescott, the security in this backup QB, especially given the offense, makes me rest very, very calmly and with confidence that no matter what happens, the Cardinal players will thrive. So very, very good news. Let's get to the waiver wire part of this show. And on screen, ladies and gentlemen, we have the wide receivers and running backs. Let me just minimize this real quick. We'll go over the wide receivers in a second. And Branch is certainly going to be added. I don't have a graphic for him, so we'll have to talk about him in a second. But the running backs I haven't really reordered yet. This is old. Mitchell remains the top dog. Coleman remains the second top dog. Nothing has changed. This is our preemptive week one waiver wire board, our really early week one waivers. That hasn't changed at all. And I might be missing somebody, but it's we'll add that from the phone line if we need to. But right now it is Mitchell, Coleman kind of tier break. The one player that I would move up significantly would probably be Bigsby. I'd probably say I'm going to move Kalen Black and Jordan James down. Emmett Johnson's not in the start in the second role yet. Charbonnet's still injured, but obviously a very attractive player to have on your roster. I think Gordon's going to be maybe even higher than these guys. I haven't ordered this bottom row yet, but Bigsby's probably my number 3 or even tied for my number 2. So I guess I could put Kalen Black and Jordan James back in the 3 spot, put Jordan James right here. Claiborne in the 4. Maybe Jalen Blue over Claiborne, to be honest. Jaden Blue looks fantastic. If something happened to Javonte, Jaden Blue would be every bit as good as we predicted he would be last year when he was a moon man on this channel as a rookie, and he failed. So Claiborne I'll put right here. And then I'll probably say Gordon, who's going to be used as a touchdown threat, and he's not going to steal from Achane per se in the ways that we're worried about, but this would be a goal line guy that could get 6-7 touchdowns. I think Charbonnet has a lot of value, even though he's not back yet. I think you could put Emmett Johnson up here, or just for right. Yeah, I'll put him right. I'll put him and Gordon kind of tied for the 6th spot. Allen, these guys don't excite me all that much. A must cuff in Washington, Mike Washington, if you have Genty and Singleton's interesting, but it's kind of a hard, tough climb for him. This would be right now. We'll open the phone lines in a little bit, and we'll discuss who I might need to throw in that I'm not necessarily thinking of. And again, the preemptive waiver wire show is kind of more about some of these guys will be on waivers, but some of them won't be. And the pre-week 1, because there's no week 1, right? As soon as week 1's over, there's week 2 waiver wire show. There is no week 1. Week 1 is essentially before you go into your draft, or before you get to week 2 and say, damn, I have the guy already. Smitty prepared me. The show prepared me, and I don't need to race to the waiver wire. The preemptive week 1 waiver wire show is where you want your league mates typing in the player, Claiborne, and then they see you have them already on your roster. That is the best feeling in the world, knowing people are searching for the player that you identified, and he's already on your roster. That's what this show is about. And a lot of these guys could get drafted. Mitchell's probably getting drafted. Bigsby probably getting drafted. So this is my shot across the bow so that you make sure you are the one that has this player. Now, in grandma leagues, Bigsby will be available. In grandma leagues, Mitchell will be available. You draft in a work league of sorts. It's 10-man. It's like you have like 4 running backs and 5 or 6 wide receivers. The benches are really tiny, 5 bench spots, and you run out of places to grab and hold these types of guys. So it just depends on the size of your league. Doesn't even mean your league is better. Like some people say, yeah, my league's too good, Mitchell would never be available. The size has nothing to do with how good the league is. Typically, the better you are, the bigger the rosters, because a lot of veterans and ball knowers love to have the big rosters so they can have a bunch of bench players, feed the ego. But you play in a very competitive league that has small benches, you're still going to see these guys available. It just so happens most of the time smaller benches are in less competitive leagues or grandma leagues. But that's what that's what it is. Let's see here. Thank you all. Thank you again, 420 man, for the gifted membership over on the Rumble channel. My favorite player here, again, it is Mitchell. Coleman, Bigsby, Kalen Black. These are monsters. Thank you, Conrad. I'll get to your super chat 1 second. Let me just roll through some of this. This is the wide receiver ranking. Stribling feels like the most dangerous. When I look at Allen, I look at Stribling, I look at Branch. I even think Branch could be tied, honestly, with Cyrus Allen. So I'll actually put it like, I think I'll put it like this. I look at these wide receivers and I say to myself, Stribling is the most dangerous. He is the one that could step up and be the guy. He could be the guy. He could be the guy that people race to the waiver wire, and in smaller bench leagues, he becomes that league-winning player that you add. Branch could be that too, but Stribling has a better shot at it because of all the injuries in San Francisco, because of the nature of that offense, and because they're going to de facto have to shove him even if Evans stays healthy. And I think Evans will be fine. He has just a quad he's sitting with. It's not like he tore his hamstring or something. He's just resting. And Stribling gets into that number 2 role no matter what. And if Evans was to go down, Stribling will be force-fed. And the other factor of the Mac Jones effect, if Mac Jones gets in there, he force feeds one receiver and they go to the mother freaking moon. Branch is unbelievable. Looks fantastic right now. The Falcons are going to lean on him. He's going to be the number 2 wide receiver. Could even be like the 3rd option, tied with Pitts. It really could be that good. Cyrus Allen's got a little bit more of a climb, potentially, but Worthy's a walking injury. And I envision by like week 8, Cyrus Allen's being forced to be the number 2 wide receiver option on the team. He's a league winner. Trey Harris, there's a lot of mouths to feed. There's a rookie. There's Quentin Johnson. There's obviously Lat McConkey and Gadsden. So this is a little bit less appealing level. It's a tier break for sure after Stribling, Allen, and Branch. But Harris needs to be looked at. Tesla needs to be looked at. Tesla's got a lot of bodies in front of him too. But injuries happen, and he's certainly going to be efficient in best ball because, or not efficient, valuable in best ball because he will have those strings of games that you don't control. You don't know when they're coming, but in best ball, if he does have a 2-touchdown game, he'll start for you. Ted Hurst is a guy to look at. Tank Dell's back in pads already. And Wicks, Dontavian Wicks is a really, really good option that people are ignoring in Philadelphia. He's rave reviews right now. You already got Mekhi Lemon injured again. And I think Mekhi Lemon is going to be one of the biggest busts. The guy can't stay healthy. He's too small. He's not fast. And he's struggling with the same injury and continues to struggle with injury. And you got Devontae Smith expectations to the moon. Wicks might be a very, very crafty option. So I really, really like Wicks a lot. Go over to the tight end side of this thing. There's not a lot of tight ends to throw out. I'll pull them up. I think this man goes in the 200s on underdogs. So there's a real good chance that we're going to see him be a free agent for the most part. Love Parkinson. Love him. I think he has the chance to be a 10 touchdown tight end at any given moment. I love the value. That's really my top tight end option right now. We'll kick around more on the phone line. And at quarterback, this one's interesting because this is going to be a little bit of a super flex conversation as well. Mendoza might be available in smaller leagues. He's a great quarterback to have later in the season. I think he's starting by, I don't know, at least week 8, but maybe the second month of football. That's the 4th or 5th week he's starting. But Mendoza, he's looking really good. He's looking the part. He's eventually getting the job. So it's just a matter of when, not if. Sanders might actually start week 1. So this might not be a shock to people, but he's still going to be available because no one wants to start him. No one wants a Browns quarterback. And in Superflex, he's probably not available, but he's somebody that might be able to trade for very cheaply. Milroe available in Superflex. Milroe is the backup quarterback in Seattle, but he is a stud. If he ever gets a hold of the job, he will not let it go. I don't care what Sam Darnold fans think and supporters think and truthers think. I'm not saying he's unseating Sam Darnold unless Sam Darnold play horrible football all of a sudden. But if he gets in there, this is a stud in the making. Milroe is a monster. Beck proved tonight he deserves to be in this conversation in a super flex format. King, just watch him, monitor him in big leagues. Milton, monitor him, watch him in big leagues. These are just a few. There's not a lot of like non-superflex conversations we're going to be had because the quarterbacks are so deep that you don't really have to mess with the waiver wire per se in a 1 QB league. There's going to be players that are going to be available, but you won't even need them in 1 QB as much. This is more of a superflex conversation. Phone lines are open. I don't know. Travis is out there. Dial in.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
And actually, real quickly, I'm going to hit this button real quick. Where is it? I was gonna play a video real quickly. Oh, so hang tight. Let me play this real quickly. This is the Ashton Genty drop. Phone lines, actually, I won't be able to answer the phone line until I get back. Just 1 second. I'm going to hit this video. I'll be right back. Let me see if I can find it. I think it's right here.
Hey, are you currently sitting at home and wondering, why am I such a loser? Why do I not know how to get chicks? Well, there is a solution. Draft Ashton Genty in your upcoming fantasy football drafts, and you'll immediately start growing hair on your chest. Those little testicles of yours will finally drop, And even though you still live in your mom's basement, you're going to immediately start getting hot chicks, all because you drafted Ashton Genty. Now, do you want to be this guy? Hi, I'm worried William, and my mommy just warmed me up a Hot Pocket, and I've never even talked to a hot chick. Or this guy. Hey, I'm Dom, and I drive fast cars, get hot chicks, and draft Ashton Genty double fist style with 2 cell phones at the same time. Why do I have 2 cell phones? One for looking up Ashton Genty stats all day, the other is for getting chicks. Alright, put down the Hot Pocket petrified Peter and start smashing Genty ADP, and watch less Thundercats reruns and more of the fantasy football show with Smitty, you bozo.
So we'll be opening phone lines now. So dial in.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
All right, phone lines are open. Dial in. Appreciate everybody being here. Super chats that came in here. Conrad, appreciate you. Luis dropping the $5 super chat. Conrad says, Smitty, I just did a best ball draft. What is too many Chiefs? I drafted Rice, Mahomes, Worthy, Kelsey. There's not too many Chiefs. There's nothing wrong with that particular strategy. Because you're not, it's all about spending top dollar. Like if you're spending a first rounder, a second rounder, a third rounder, and you have a volatile offense, it'd be one thing. But even if you drafted Jamar Chase in 1, Chase Brown in 2, Burrow in 5 or 6, there's nothing wrong with that high octane offense. But if you were to like consume, like you could say, like if I drafted Genty and Bowers, and the offense is probably still going to have those guys, cranking out the numbers, but it's a little bit more volatile situation. So you're putting yourself in a little bit of a different, predicament if you were to add on more Raiders. But I don't mind adding Genty and Bowers to one team because you're still getting monsters at 3, 4, and 5. And if you do it right, you can still make that work too. Thank you, Conrad. Appreciate you. Luis says, Smitty, the best in the business. When it comes to being ahead of the grain, ahead of the curve, ahead of the grain. With the waiver wire pickups, you're a one-stop shop for sure. Thank you, Luis. Appreciate you. Head of the grain. You heard it here. Head of the grain.
Mashed potatoes!
Boy.
Yeah, buddy.
My boy Luis inventing new slogans. Put it on a t-shirt, maybe. How did you find Dom, Smitty? That is my boy. That's my friend. All right. Let's circle around here on the phone line. So probably going to be short calls right now. And so you can call back if you got other questions, but I'm going to rotate through. So phone lines are open. Dial in.
Call into the show.
All right. Chuck Nasty, you're live.
Hey, what's up, Smitty? That video is great as always. I just want to ask real quick about Claiborne. Do you think he's kind of a first few weeks type thing, or do you think it's going to be an end of season type, thing?
In my younger days, I would say, in my much younger days, I would. Let me add Bruce real quick. Bruce, hold on 1 second. Just mute yourself. I'll be right with you. That was probably, you have weaknesses. Everybody's a weakness as a fantasy football owner. And too many people just get complacent. They're like, I'm a bad drafter, but I'm a great manager. Or I'm a great manager, but I'm a bad drafter. I'm a great manager and drafter. I just don't do well with waivers or whatever. And then just leave it alone. Like anything, you go to school, you learn. If you're a doctor, you're trying to learn, more things. If you're an accountant, you're trying to learn different strategies, make your job easier, trying to learn different, things that'll help you, or policies or whatever. I don't understand why people just sit on their hands as a fantasy football owner. I am who I am. You can always get better. If I had to pinpoint, or if you'd ask one of my old time buddies I've been playing fantasy football with for, I would say, I've been playing fantasy football for 30 years, 32 years, something like 30 years. I've been playing since I'm practically in diapers. And if you ask one of my longtime buddies, what my weakness was when I was a young tyke, playing fantasy football, first 5 years, maybe first 6 years of me playing, is I get overhyped. I would trade a first rounder for Claiborne because all of a sudden I'm excited for Claiborne. I'd be like, Claiborne's going to be it. And you go all in, and you got to be careful. That's the one thing I've learned over the years of me doing this. And I think Luis, you probably, if I had to guess, Luis would be a little bit like that. Luis, am I right? You get really excited and you have to go get the player. And you could play in 3 or 4 different leagues. You still have to go get the player. Every one of them, you have to get the player. You have to pick your spots. You can create a new league if you need a new player. But the thing that I would say about Claiborne is the old me, the young, guy in my early 20s would have said, yes, because he's good. He's going to start week. He's going to take it over early. But the experience me says I don't control any of that. I can identify the talent. And I do know, logically speaking, there's almost no way this guy is starting week 1 unless everyone gets injured. There's a pecking order. There's a process involved. And as much as we like him, you can't expect anything for a long time. This man needs to have turmoil occur around him so that he can step over the injured Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason. He has nearly no shot at being ultra effective right away. So you just have to be careful not to, when we like a player, and this even goes for Hendy right now. Like, you draft Hendy, you probably start him. You're probably getting him in like a running back 2 or flex spot at the moment. But there's a chance you're drafting Hendy, and he, instead of being a running back 2, you draft somebody later like Jonathan Brooks, who's really going to play a running back 2 if he gets to start in week 1 or whatever. And Hendy's in your flex spot, and you're just waiting for him to become a running back 1. You just got to understand what's really going on and accept it, and not try and use your own logic to say, oh, he's going to, like the Hubbard and Brooks debate. We've had that on the channel before, and some people love Hubbard, and they're like, Hubbard's better. Or the Corey Krosky-Merritt versus Rashad White debate. You gotta use logic. You can't just say, oh, I like Bill more. He's better at this. The team doesn't agree. I'm not saying I don't like Bill too, and I'm rooting for Bill. In the first moment and signs of Bill taking over the backfield, you will find no person hitting the button, cheerleading and promoting him and talking about him. We invented Bill on this channel. No one was talking about Bill before we were. But you have to use logic and say, what is the most logical thing going on in Washington that Rashad White's going to be in the way? They don't trust Bill. What's the logical thing here? Claiborne, he's going to have to get lucky, which he could, or bad play in front of him opens the door. But if he gets in there, I'm just telling you, if he gets in there, this is a potential sleeping giant. But potential has to be used. You can't guarantee anything for any one of these guys, even Mitchell. You can't guarantee because he's had injuries. He's had opportunities, but he still hasn't grabbed a hold fully of it. He's been in weird situations. You can't blame him, but that's the bottom line, man. It's like there's nothing that can likely happen right now for him. This is a stash move for sure. And he's more importantly coming out of week 1. Like, injury happens in week 1. Aaron Jones gets carted off in the first quarter. Claiborne goes in and goes off. That's the luck that we need. That's why we're talking about preemptive week 1 waiver. We might come out of week 1 and he ends up being something through surprise. Hold on 1 second. Just mute yourself. I'm going to go over to Bruce real quick, and I'll come right back to you. Am I crazy for wanting to neighbors at the 1-2 turn? You're not crazy for wanting it, but this is kind of exactly what I'm just explaining. You're just the FOMO, the fear of missing out, the impatient, non-logical self is saying, I just need him now. And you're just going to go get him at 12 or 13. You don't need to do that. Now, granted, if you can't trade down to a 2-3 turn pick, I realize you might not get him in that league, but part of the allure of neighbors is getting him in the 2-3 turn, the 20 overall, 18 overall, 24 overall territory, so you're protected in case he does have a slow start or a setback, or Matt Nagy makes it impossible for him to do consistent things in the beginning part of the year before they strip away Matt Nagy's play calling or something like that. It is a little wild to go, almost at that stage in the game where you're talking about 20, 18 picks to jump double. You're literally going double up the board to number 12 or 10 or 11. It is a little bit wild. I'm not saying it can't work out, but it is definitely not super logical. especially if you can trade for him at a much different value, because no one else is going to view him as a 12 or 11 overall player. So why not trade for him after the fact? Why not trade for a pick? Why not figure out a way to get him on your roster using, tell the person if this isn't considered collusion in your draft. Some drafts you can do this, some drafts you can't. Make sure you're not colluding. You're doing what's right for that league. I got a league where this is totally normal, but you could say, hey, who do you want? I'll draft with my second rounder, down at the whatever or up here. What you give me, let me tell you who I want, and you draft him in the third round, in the second round, and I'll give you whoever you want in the fifth round. You tell me or whatever. And it's not like the reason that wouldn't be collusion is that it could never be stamped as a done deal. Like the person could back out and the commissioner would be like, look, you can't do it. You can't do a deal like that. You're essentially just saying, if you were to acquire these two guys, I would trade you these two guys. And you could essentially back out of the trade, and that would be why it's not collusion. But some people don't like that. But that's something you could do instead of doing what you're doing. I'm about to go full load drop on King. See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And I don't know if he's joking here. I drop King in the Wild West. I'm sure it will not Hurst. I'm sure it will not Hurst me. That's how you stay ahead of the grain. I think he means hurt. You keep saying Hurst instead of hurt. You call Jalen Hurt. You call him Jalen Hurts. You call him Jalen Hurst, and you say that won't Hurst me, Luis. This is the kind of thing, though, that that's why I said Luis reminds me. I call it to a T. And you might be joking, kind of, but you're kind of not. Like, you would go full load drop, $500 out of 500 on King, and then you look at it, and then King's gonna have two bids. I don't mind full load dropping on a player, like if you're full load dropping on Stribling, or if you're full, like I don't mind it, but King isn't even in the starting lineup. So that would be kind of a reckless full load drop usage. But I think that getting him on your roster is not a bad idea. Yo, Smitty, can you do a whiteboard real quick on Purdy, Genty, Dowdle, AJB, Adams, Evans, Okonkwo, Hampton, Jennings, trade Genty. Okay. Genty and Adams. Hold on, phone line. If you guys could mute real quick, just keep everybody stay muted until I call on you. Genty and Adams for Tootin, Higgins, and Adunze. That is an interesting trade. So Adams and Genty for Tootin, Higgins, and Adunze. It's an interesting trade because I don't know why you'd want this side. I like this side because Tootin's in it, but that doesn't, you can't just like something because it has a player you love and you're drafting. Genty crushes almost this entire side. And on top of that, like, you're getting a player that I believe is extremely underpriced. And I could like this. Let me make this point abundantly clear. I could argue that Adams could hold his own against this entire side, but wouldn't. Like, I would definitely take Tootin and Higgins at the end of the day. And I like Adunze. I'm just saying this guy had 14 touchdowns last year. And there's a chance that he is as good as any one part of this trade, I guess is what I'm trying to say. You throw that into the Genty side, and the Genty Adams side crushes it. And Genty alone could be argued against that. So that is a very, very bad trade if you're trading Genty away. It's a very, very good trade if you're getting Genty and Adams on your roster. So thank you for dropping the super chat. And I hope that trade... what was it? Were you trading it away? Let me see which side you were on. Sometimes I answer it in a way that people will ask backwards the question. So you'll hear me say, I like this side. And then the person will respond and go, no, Smitty, I'm getting that. And it's not going to change my answer. I just told you what side I liked. But I do that for a reason, because sometimes people word things backwards. So I just get in a habit of telling you what side's better, and obviously take the information in the way that I'm saying it. So you are, let's see here, according to this, trade Genty, Adams. See, yeah, you could be meaning either side. Trade Genty, Adams. It sounds like you're trading Genty and Adams away, but I definitely would not. That would be a horrible trade. That would be a horrible trade, bro. And I like the rest of it, and just keep it going. And then this one here from Luis. Oh, that's the one about the full load drop. That it is part of, I would say, being an amazing fantasy football owner is having the patience to not chase something like that, having the patience to not overpay to get a trade done, or having the patience and wisdom to be like, I can have Genty in another draft. I don't need to just go ham and ruin everything to get Genty on my roster, or to get, so-and-so on my roster. Having the ability to really be logical, and sometimes that requires you stepping out of your own skin and saying, what would I advise somebody else to do here? And honestly, like, doing this for a living has made me very good at being able to, even with my own trades, step outside it, because I'm doing this for other people so much. But there are times with my own trades where I do ask myself, what would I tell someone if they asked me this? And I'm like, oh, I would tell them not to do it. Why am I even considering it? So even I am going to be human, so to speak, and vulnerable to having a feeling to needing to go get that player, the FOMO of not having that player. And I got to remind myself. Now, the full load drop concept, there's a reason we say do the full load drop.
Full load drop.
Because we are crazy. We are definitely outside the box community. And there is a time and a place to do the full load drop. If Stribling's out there, I don't mind dropping every dime. But you got to be smart about it. Are you in an environment where people do that? I mean, the leagues I play in, even the ones that are follower-based, people do it all the time because we talk about it on the channel. So sometimes you have to. But for a guy like King, you can't do a full load drop for somebody that's not even potentially going to be a starter. You don't even know what's going to happen to him someday. You have Bryce Young, sure, you can cuff it up. But the Wild Wild West is a redraft league. So it's not even a dynasty league. If it was a dynasty league and you really believe King was going to win, become the next Kurt Warner, I can understand you wanting to get him, but you be smart about what the numbers look like and what historically someone's dropped on a player like that. And it's probably going to be one of those things where, and Luis, tell me the truth. You probably are oftentimes looking, and this happens to me too, but you look at the bids and you're like $300 and the next highest bid was like 11. You're like, damn it, I just wasted all that money. Like, that happens to me all the time. So very, very similar personality type, I'd say, in trying to acquire somebody. But logic definitely can help be your friend if you allow it to when you're trying to analyze something like that. Let me go over to Bruce. Bruce, you're live.
Hey, Smitty. Quick question on the running backs. Do you think Tracy deserves to be on there or no?
Yeah. I'm fine with Tracy being on the waiver wire list, sure. I think I don't know how much I would draft him if I didn't have Scadaboo, and I also don't know how valuable he'd be because of Matt Nagy, who's going to be, and Greg and Roman. Roman is this is one of the dumbest combinations of offensive minds to run your offense. Greg Roman and motherfreaking Matt Nagy. Roman's a disaster. It's just boring, horrible football. And so if Scat went down, Tracy'd be okay. I'd definitely pick him up. But I don't know that I'm holding him in a Greg Roman and Matt Nagy situation when I could go get Claiborne or I could go get somebody else and hold on to Kalen Black for a home run. I just don't think it's worth it. But he definitely is a good cuff.
Okay.
And that could change. Sean Tucker could be... He'll probably be drafted more often than not, but if we're talking about certain scenarios, and let's say Sean Tucker, and this is why, we're opening the phone lines to this conversation and chat, there's a world where Sean Tucker ends up, let me see if I have a Tucker graphic. There's a world where Sean Tucker gets into like a 7-8 touchdown capability, even without cracking the lineup, because last year he had that. They ran the ball a ton at the goal line with him, and I think there's a chance that they could do that again, even though it's a different regime and they've changed it over. Where's my I know I got a Sean Tucker graphic here somewhere. I have to. Okay, I'll just put the text up on the screen. But yeah, Tucker, if I had to place Tucker, like if I thought he would be available, which I wasn't really in this context, but it's a good name that he very well could. I would probably say him and Blue are very, very similar in terms of, so yeah, he would go all the way up here if Tucker's available. You might even say Tucker's up here with Kalen Black and Jordan James, honestly, because that touchdown capability is really, really nice.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Chuck Nasty, anything else?
Yeah, real quick. Would you trade in a 10-team PPR? Somebody who'd offered me, he doesn't have a lot of receivers and running backs. He offered me Javonte. I would give up my Javonte Williams and Rashi Rice for Jamar Chase. My two other running backs
Javonte Williams. Let me go to the board here. Hold on. Javonte Williams and what?
Yep. Javonte Williams and Rashi Rice. Or Jamar Chase.
I'm gonna get in
Jamar Chase.
I'm gonna get in a puppy right now, by the way. So if anybody wants to join or get into a draft alongside, because they will fail quickly, Underdog promo code Smitty. Hit this link. I'm gonna drop the link in the live chat. Here's the link right there. Boom. They'll match your first deposit 50% all the way up to $1,000. So Rice and Javonte or Jamar Chase. This is Dynasty.
No. This is redraft this year.
Okay.
The 10-man redraft.
Who would be the running back you would have if you were to surrender Javonte?
So my two running backs now are Gibbs and Love.
Okay, so Gibbs and Love. I think I would probably say you should get something else. It doesn't have to be a ton, just something I like. And I think that I could easily do this trade. But
that's what I was thinking.
Do believe I would try to attempt to get something else.
Okay. And then it doesn't sound terrible, but
No, and is it a 10-man?
It's a 10-man, yeah.
Yeah, 10-man I'm more willing to overpay because on the waivers, there's probably decent options. So
yeah, no, it's a shallow. Yeah,
okay, tell me some of the players that are on waivers right now.
Quarterbacks like Baker's on there, Daniel Jones.
Yeah,
running back like Spears, Mason's on there, Ryan, Tracy.
What about wide receivers?
Coker's on there. Higgins,
see,
Dobbs.
that's what I'm saying. In a 10-man, you can get rid of surplus. Even if you pick up Coker and Chase crushes Javonte and Rice. So make the trade. Don't even need to ask more unless you think you can get it, and you just pick up Jalen Coker. And then all of a sudden you're talking about having that's why 10-man is so great for that kind of thing. 8 spot, getting somewhere. 8 spot. This is a puppy 3, right? Puppy 3, not weeklies or anything like that. Christian McCaffrey. I haven't drafted much McCaffrey. This would be a good spot to do it if I was to try it. I'm gonna go. Oh, this is going to be hard to do. I'm going to do it, though. You guys always get on my case. I never draft McCaffrey. You should have a little bit of everything. Let's try it. I don't know how good I feel about that because I love Lamb, but let's try it. Let's try McCaffrey in one league. It's a $5 puppy 3. I think that's where I would probably take my stabs at players like that I'm a little bit cautious. Like, he's a do not draft for me in non-best ball, but in best ball I'll draft him once in a while. Let's try it. And I'm so mad I'm about to go to bed. Well, call in real quick, Daniel, if you want, and we'll tackle something. Now, should this be a McCaffrey Bowers or a McCaffrey AJB, or what should we do here? Caller, you are live. What is your name, caller, and where are you calling from?
Eric from Wisconsin.
What's up?
I had a question for you.
Yeah.
You know how you just drafted McCaffrey right there?
Yeah, I remember.
Let's say it was a home league or something. Would you have gone Genty? And another question to follow up with that is, like, I know they have other drafts that you can do that are just, you jump in like a $10 or $20 one, and it's just those people and those people only for the year. Do you ever do different drafts so it relates more to the home leagues as well? So, because a lot of these drafts you'll see A lot of quarterbacks, 2 quarterbacks getting drafted before.
I don't do a lot of mock
round.
drafts outside of Underdog, if that's what you're asking, and I'll try and talk about it. Let me just merge this call. Mute yourself. I'll be right with you. Just please hit mute. I don't do a lot of that, but what we'll try and do is talk about the ADPs. If I can get ADPs from different platforms, we'll talk about the discrepancies and differences between them. But I don't typically draft on ESPN. I don't draft on Sleeper. I don't do any of those mock drafts. Mock drafts are trash. They're trash for a lot of reasons. One, the ADPs are never updated. I don't know why. I don't know who's running these things. They're never updated properly. And on top of that, it's like everybody's just reaching like crazy. And if I was to do a live mock draft with the 11 other people in it, it would help nobody watching and just provide those 11 people with fun. So if you're like, oh, I'd love to draft with you, Smitty, it'd be so fun to do a mock. It's only fun for the 11 people. Because the people watching are watching a ridiculous draft. When there's money involved, people tend to not be as crazy and do, stupid things, except for occasionally we see some random doing weird things in the draft. But it's more realistic. As much as this might be different, it's still more realistic information for you than a mock draft that has auto drafting computer picks when somebody bails in pick or in round 5, and then the rest of the draft is autoed. So it's hard for me we do super flex on here. We do 1 QB. So we get a taste of all these different formats. The only thing they don't have on here is premium, tight end premium, but I bet you they will soon.
I know they have $10, $5, $25, $100 drafts with just 12 people on Underdog.
Yep,
And it's just those 12. Yeah. Do you ever maybe jump in one of those? Because like you said, people will reach and mock drafts and do crazy stuff.
We do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I've been watching you for a year or two now, and I can't remember if you did that last year.
What I do is I drop them on the way out the door. Like, for example, there's a draft right here. Let me grab the link real quickly before my pick is up. This draft, we actually haven't filled it. It's been weeked because I keep forgetting to drop the link again. But here's the link if anybody wants to get in. This is a 12-man draft. We drop links all the time in here. Here's the link right here if anybody wants to get in it. Right there, boom. There's 6 spots left in it. It goes the entire season. I think it's a $3 or $5 draft, so it's like a $20 to first place. But they add up. We do a ton of them, and you get like $20 here, $20 there. And then when the season's over, you just get like a deposit. It depends how many you win. But I remember getting like a $300 or $400 deposit in my account. I'm like, oh God, I forgot I did all these drafts. So I just dropped that link if anybody wants to get in on that draft. McBride here already got Bowers. That sucks. That would have been nice. Guess I'll go Ladd, McConkey, so McCaffrey. And I don't draft McCaffrey much. I thought I'd do it. I get a lot of complaints about how I never draft him. There you go. But man, that would have been nice.
Yeah, I don't like
McBride right there. Jeez.
I don't like McCaffrey very much this year either.
Yep, no.
Not supposed to
in redraft, no.
Injuries. But...
Best ball, I'll take him
right.
Because I can cuff him. And if I believe enough in Kalen Black, then I think it'll work out pretty much for me. But I'd rather have the best of both worlds. If McBride lasts to this next pick, which he won't, like I'll have to take him and double up. But damn, that would have been nice. Who would I have taken? I guess I could have went London. I could have went Neighbors early here, I suppose. But Neighbors and McCaffrey. But I think this looks really good. I love Bowers and Ladd. That's really good with McCaffrey. Part of me wishes I went Genty now because I got Bowers and Ladd. But we'll see. All right, my guy. Appreciate you. Join that draft.
I like the content. All right, bye.
All right, Luis, you're live.
Hey, what's going on, Smitty?
Yo.
I literally just called, trying to get in the draft, but you were already doing it. But you already got me here, so the King take, that's all jokes, man. You know, I'm Bryce Young all day, every day. But since they do have the Panthers, they do have who knows if he's going to be the backup, but with King and behind, if say the worst thing happened and Bryce Young were to go down, do you still have confidence in the Panthers? I know you don't have them high. You have them losing, beating them.
I don't think they make the playoffs or anything. I don't think they make the playoffs anyway, but I don't think they make the playoffs. But will we have efficiency? Maybe. We don't know what King is yet, but I think there's some promise that if the worst thing happened, then I don't know if that was you, Daniel, that dipped out. I can go to you next if you wanted, Daniel. I don't know. Smitty, you're going down in the $3 draft. That's right, baby. I don't know. Nothing's going to change. I don't think the Panthers are making the playoffs, so nothing changes. You don't get better necessarily. It's just you survive. Is King a diamond in the rough? Maybe, but like it's really early to say something like that. It's just exciting. It was exciting to see him play, and you got a shot at having maybe something special, maybe something not. He looked good. He looked poised, and he wasn't like a random. Like he's a good prospect. He just didn't really. No one really thought, oh, this will fully It's just he's a good prospect. He's an exciting kid, and I think when you see somebody go through the process that he went through all night long and convert and complete from start to finish, Beck too. Beck didn't do anything wrong. That was the Cardinals defense that stopped Beck from winning. So Beck didn't fail at the end. So that was great to watch both quarterbacks get to the point where they both won the game potentially. And they both played really good. Promise is high. I like it.
For sure. So when it comes to Beck, I know that he's not no Jacoby Brissett, but so if they do replace Brissett in the middle of the season, even though after they already paid him, who do you think benefits the most in the Arizona offense?
Probably
I'm assuming Love.
I would say probably McBride stays the highest, like unaffected, because I think especially watching that only touchdown go to the tight end in the corner of the end zone, the placement of that ball, I think McBride would be fine. I don't know that we'd see the rapport between Michael Wilson like Brissett has with him, so it could switch to MHJ. This guy right here drafting all running backs. What in the hell is he doing? And he had to grab my boy right there. Thanks for sniping in wild draft, but I'm gonna take Bucky here. You're gonna slow me down. Bucky, McCaffrey will cuff up those running back rooms. High octane offenses. Ladin Evans pretty good. Maybe I even draft Purdy in this draft. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I mean, it's really early, Luis, to be like drawing conclusions from it because Beck might be trash, but he looks really good right now with what we know. You can call back Daniel if you want, though. All right, hang tight, Daniel. Let me go around the phone line. Or I'm sorry, Luis. Go back over to Bruce real quickly. Luis is hang tight. I'll be right back for you. Bruce, what else you got real quick? Get buckied. That's right.
My question is this.
Get buckied.
With the way Beck looked tonight, do you think that Brissett's going to be on a shorter leash now?
Yep. Unfortunately, but also it doesn't scare me as much because of what I saw. And let's say he was on a shorter leash, and let's say they put Beck in. Let's say they started Beck. I'm not saying that'll happen, but it's possible. Then, I mean, I think they want Brissett to fail so that Beck's not looking over his shoulder. Because that's the same thing happens with Shedeur. If they start Shedeur over Watson, then all of a sudden Shedeur is looking over his shoulder. You don't want that. But anything's possible. Yeah, CDB, I did this for the people. I never draft McCaffrey. I said I'll do it this one time for the people. Let's go with good old BTJ. What you gonna do, BTJ? He's coming for you. I like this team, though. I'll have to cuff this running back room up, but look at nice looking squad. This guy's toast. You can't. In a 3 mandatory wide receiver league, you can't punt wide receiver until round 7. It's just not going to work for you. I don't know what this guy thinks he's doing. But anyway. All right, hang tight real quickly. Did I answer your question or did I just sidetrack myself? I forget.
You answered it. It was if Beck was or if Brissett was going to be on a shorter leash. You answered it.
Yes, he is. Yeah. But let's say he's on a shorter leash. Oh, I know what I was going to say before I sidetracked myself. If Beck is or if Brissett's on a shorter leash and Beck gets in there and sucks, Brissett will be back in there. So, should be okay. Yeah, either way, that's why I feel so good tonight about the Cardinals. Because either way, it feels like it's going to work out no matter what, no matter who's in there. Footballs will be thrown and footballs will be caught. And successful running will be had. All right.
Okay.
Hang tight, Bruce. You can stay there if you want. Daniel, if you were there, I could swing over to you. Chuck Nasty, real quickly, then back to Luis. Anybody else wants to dial in? Here's the phone
nothing,
number.
just-
Call into the show. Call into the show.
All right, Daniels. All right, this pick right here coming up. I mean, MHJ won't last. That would have been great. DK Metcalf is 2 spots over the cutoff line projected for my pick, but we all it takes is 2 players to get snagged that somebody's trying to stack, and then all of a sudden, DK just fell 1 spot, so 1 more. Like if someone takes Kraft or Dak or Out Pierce, then all of a sudden DK falls below that line. Never mind. I'm also drafting with people, so me talking about it just puts a nail in the coffin of even being able to get them. This next pick, very tempted. I don't have a quarterback. Very tempted to go with like Trevor Lawrence here, but I'll probably roll. I'll roll with my boy Jonathan Brooks here, and then feel really good about my running back room. Feel really good about my receiving room. I'll try and grab, if I can't. I say this out loud while I'm drafting with people, and then they just snipe me, but I don't really care. I'm telling you my plan. Plan would be to maybe get Stribling with Mike Evans to get. I just don't know if I'm going to run out of spots to do this. So I'm probably not going to land all of it. But Kenny Gainwell to Bucky. Jordan James and Kalen Black I can do a lot later to cuff to McCaffrey, and then Stribling. I need to get Stribling, and I also need to get a quarterback. So it's going to be hard to do all this from this draft slot and have to wait all this. If I was back-to-back, it'd be a little easier to stack it real quick. Michael Wilson's a nice pick coming up here. Patty Mahomes. I could go Purdy later, but I don't mind going Patty Mahomes, though. I shouldn't say that out loud, but Brock Purdy's 1 player below Patty. Or not 1 player below. I could punt quarterback though, and then go. Hold on, let me get Rock out in here. All right, Rock out. Mute yourself real quickly. I'll be right with you. Patrick Mahomes is nice here, but I almost could go Stafford. I might punt this. This might seem crazy because I don't need this position right now, and after all that I said, but I can't stop drafting Fannin around 8-9. And I know I got Bowers, but damn it, this could be my flex option as well. It's a really good looking team. I don't draft, for those of you wondering, I don't draft McCaffrey very often at all, but I do like him in best ball a little more if I was to draft him. Especially in weeklies. I'll take them in weeklies, but I did this for the people because you guys always complain about me not taking McCaffrey. Do I make this trade? Dynasty PPR 3-team trade, giving up CMC. It's a $20 hauler, by the way. Thank you, my boy, for dropping the $20 super chat.
Alert. Super chat alert.
And he says, do I make this trade giving up CMC in London and getting MHJ Hampton, the 1.2, the 1.4 to go with my 1.8? Well, your 1.8 doesn't relate to this, so we're going to keep that out of this equation because it shouldn't have it influence anything. 1.2, 1.4. So you're talking about Tate or Tyson, maybe Price as well, right? So Price and Tate and Hampton and MHJ for yes. The answer is yes. Go do that trade. I take Hampton over CMC in a millisecond with a whole bunch of extra credit that needs to go on the other, like on the side, like you owe him a lot at this point for that trade, and you're still like making out like a bandit. London I like, bro, but MHJ with Tate with Price, give me that side all day long, bro. I don't care what your team is. It's beneficial to do it. You can then consolidate if you need to. That was a great trade, bro. Smitty 100% approved on that bad boy. And that's especially the case when we're talking about Dynasty, with the Tate and jeez, bro. That's a crazy trade. That is a crazy trade. All right, let me see if I have any other super chats that need to be handled. I think I answered all of them. The phone caller, before I go back to Luis. Rock out, you're live, and then back to Luis after that.
So what do you think about the Jaguars wide receivers and how you think each wide receiver is going to be used?
I don't know. I don't know. I wish I did know Rock Out. But Parker Washington is just the safe pick. They're for sure wanting to. He's looking good in camp. BTJ's got more risk, but more upside and ceiling. Parker Washington will never be wide receiver 4. BTJ was.
No.
So there's just more upside with BTJ. I could punt quarterback here if I wanted to ensure I get Gainwell. I think I'll do that just to be safe. Just to be safe. Who knows what happens with the QBs here, because we got everyone has a quarterback here. They might. This is where people start doubling up though, but especially if they're listening, they'll just Smitty needs a quarterback. I'm taking a quarterback. Like that's typically how you guys draft against me, which is weird, but let's hope we get somebody to fall, and I think we will. I think we will. We'll get someone that we like, even if Purdy doesn't. I don't mind. Purdy doesn't. Rock Out, what's your question?
You kind of answered it. Like BTJ probably has the most upside, but the most.
Sorry, man, I'm so tired.
Washington.
I'm so tired. I can't even retain anything. I apologize. I'm on like 2 hours of sleep. Yeah, we don't know. We don't know. We're never gonna know. Just draft a bunch of them. Get different mixes of it. I don't think you should have everybody on one team. But you certainly could see Travis Hunter be the most valuable wide receiver on the Jaguars roster. It's possible. You could see BTJ to be the most valuable wide receiver on the roster. And Parker Washington probably is going to be the most valuable player on the roster, but his ceiling just isn't as high as BTJ. And so you just got to pick and choose. But I think if you mix it up a little bit, or if you cuff BTJ and Parker Washington together, or Parker Washington and Hunter together, it'll all work out. Like that's a pretty good plan of attack. Hunter is the easiest to cuff to any one of them, and then you're kind of covering your bases a little bit.
Yeah.
Because, I think Hunter or BTJ or Hunter or Washington, you're getting something out of that. Question is, do I go Brock Purdy or Matthew Stafford here? I mean, I have the stack for Purdy, but I'm not somebody that forces stacks. I just like Mac Jones could get in there. And all of a sudden you're wishing you had. I'm going to go with Stafford because it's the best, highest scoring potential option here. Stacking is not everything, guys. Sometimes the game stacking is even better, which I honestly don't have time to look at in this particular draft with the phone calls. That having Matthew Stafford going against Lab McConkey in like week 16 would be better than having Brock Purdy in that week. You know what I'm saying? So everyone is always so into the stacking, which is good. And it's very beneficial, but I'm not choosing a lesser player that I think is going to score less points because I want to stack. That is not the way I operate. Never have. I've had plenty of success doing this. I don't need it. I don't need to hear why it does this or why it does that. You have a better chance. I could care less about your percentages. You have a 17% chance of doing this versus a 14%. Good. Keep me in the 14% chance, and I'll dominate the 14% group. Like it's stupidity to use last year's numbers anyway when you're trying to describe to somebody how they should be doing this or they should be doing that. So we got Stafford. We still have an opportunity to maybe get Purdy. I mean, who knows? He's at the top here, but look at all the quarterbacks. We've already got it. This guy doesn't go Purdy here. He's already drafted 2 quarterbacks. He just drafted one, so his instinct to draft another is probably against it, but he could. Some people do the double up. Mahomes and Jackson, you got Murray and JD5, you got Goff and Caleb, you got Hurts and May. So there's a chance Purdy goes straight down, which isn't even a lock for me, by the way, because I got other things I got to accomplish in this draft. But Baker. So Baker's another. This guy's got. Okay, so yeah, he's the one. Purdy. There you go. Which, honestly, it's not the smartest move for him because he's still got other things he's got to accomplish. And Mahomes and Lamar are pretty damn good. I don't think he needed Purdy. He's just listening. He's like, I'll take him. I'll do something that's not advantageous for my team because Smitty needs him. I'll do it. Let me do it. I'll take care of this. This guy, look at his wide receiver room. Worst wide receivers I think I've ever seen in my life. Quentin Johnston, Pittman, and Dobbs. He doesn't even have starters, except for Quentin Johnston is a starter. Coker, nice pick. That's your best wide receiver. All right, what do we got here? Blake Willis. Let's go Debo. So now we have Debo. Now we have. I might even take Mac Jones at the end of this draft to get what could be a stack. Debo, Evans, Stribling usually, and especially since I'm saying this, usually goes right around a lot further after my pick, but you'll know when someone snipes him because he literally has let's see here, I think like 8 picks below my next pick in ADP. So he should go probably around 1. Well, I can get his exact ADP here. Hold on. His ADP is 143. So you're talking about all the way down below Chris Rodriguez right here. This is where Stribling's ADP is, but because I need him here, probably he's going right here. Let's go Stribs. Do it live. There we go. There we go, Stribling. So Debo, Stribling, Evans. This is a good team. McCaffrey, Bowers, Ladd, Evans with Debo and Stribling. Bucky, BTJ, Jonathan Brooks, Harold Fannin, Gainwell with Bucky, Stafford, Debo, Stribling again with Evans. Get the Niner running backs cuffed up and then just do whatever damage I can at the other positions. I mean, I'm stacked. Backup quarterback, something I'm a little bit worried about right here. And to be honest with you, in retrospect, part of me kind of feels like what would have been a really good move for this team, given how I'm forced to spend all this capital on all these other backups and cuffs, because I think this situation deserves to be cuffed. Some situations don't. When people say you're losing, you can't cuff, you should take other people's cuffs, blah, 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 the data says so. Every situation is different. Some situations I won't cuff anything. I don't cuff HN that much. It's not bad. Gordon's pretty good, but if HN went down, Gordon probably just be okay. Like, I don't cuff everything, but this particular build deserves the cuff. In retrospect, and honestly, I don't mind the way I played it because I could have got Purdy right here the way that these quarterbacks were all shaping up. It's just, look at him, Darnold, Purdy, he just keeps drafting them. The reason I maybe should have went Purdy is I could have cuffed Mac to him, and then I would have had for like a certainty at QB, whereas we'll see what happens with my backup QB here. I will say that there's still a couple quarterback situations that make some sense for me, but they are kind of dwindling really quickly. Kind of like Mendoza for later. I think he'll be pretty decent as a backup. Aaron Rodgers is out there, Brissett, and I could get Beck if I want, but then that costs another cuff. But it's all security at this point. I think Mendoza is going to be starting at the point where I would need him, and so I think I'm okay grabbing him. And then I could take I could take Cousins if I wanted, just to be certain. Mendoza should be there. So who else do I need right here? I'm going to take Tank Bigsby. I'm going to be loaded at... I think because I got Fannin and Bowers with different bye weeks, I'm not going to draft another tight end. So that's why I'm taking another additional running back. And I honestly, I kind of need Sean Tucker too. I need Sean Tucker. I need Kalen Black. I need Jordan James. And so that would be Sean Tucker, Kalen Black, Jordan James. And then, not in any particular order, then Fernando Mendoza. But I can do it. I have the room to do it. My receivers are so good the way that I'm cuffing them. I got Ladd, Mike Evans, all the Niner receivers, BTJ. And, so technically speaking, if I get Mendoza here, then I can just clean up at the RBs that I need. Let me just see where Sean Tucker is going ADP-wise. He's very far down there. So he's very far down there. Let's go with the Mendoza-nator. I could take Aaron Rodgers. I just don't know if he'll be healthy. I'm going to trust in Mendoza. I really think he'll be okay. I think he'll be pretty solid. We'll go with Mendoza. And then we're going to go on a little like crazy running back bender still, even though I already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 running backs. I'm just going to keep loading up. So I got Mendoza by week 13, Matthew Stafford by week 11. I think the Stafford by week so far downstream, I think Fernando's easily in the lineup by then. I'll look at another quarterback and then draft the 3 running backs. And then I guess I don't know. Maybe I leave Jordan James out there and I just grab Sean Tucker and Kalen Black. I don't know. We'll have to see. Luis, what's up?
Yo, yeah. Hey, man, so I saw how high Chase Brown went in this draft. So if you had to choose in a vacuum out of these 3 running backs, which one do you project to finish the highest? So either Walker, Genty, or Chase Brown, because, you know, he's getting a lot of hype. I don't know if it's because people are drafting with you, they're on the show. If you had to, your honest opinion, you have to rank 1, 2, 3 out of those 3 as of August.
Yeah.
Right now, who would you
pick? We do talk about this a lot. If we take Genty out of it, it becomes easier to say, like, I think the volume for Chase Brown and Walker is better than, let's say, Achane or, I like Hampton a lot, Hampton too. It's just kind of a rotation of sorts. There's no real, where the wind's blowing determines a lot. I go one way. I draft a lot. That's what's so good about best ball is I kind of don't need to feel cemented in on an answer with that because I could draft a bunch of Walker, I can draft a bunch of Chase Brown, gives me diversity. I could still win both leagues with those 2 running backs that could score nearly exactly the same anyway. But I think Genty, because I'm willing to take Genty 6, 7 overall, like he's the clear answer for me, or otherwise I wouldn't be doing that. Walker, the highest I take Walker is like at the turn, the 12, 13, 14 territory. The highest I take Hampton's about 10, 11, 12. So I can take Hampton earlier, but it doesn't mean that I like Hampton necessarily better than Walker. I don't take Chase Brown in the first round at all because I don't need to, but that doesn't mean I don't think he can be the number 1 out of all of them. I think he could. So just kind of depends, man. The ADP, I try and take advantage of it to the best of my ability and then go from there. Hold on one second, my guy. 1 second. I think I got to take Sean Tucker here. And then quarterback-wise, Aaron Rodgers is still there. I'd probably be smart to just make sure I have another quarterback. Because what if Mendoza, with Stafford's ability to get hit in the back and get taken out of a game, and then I just have Mendoza in that situation, might be smart to grab either. I could get Kirk Cousins, but then it's like, do I think I'm winning with that? Probably not. I think I'd rather have the upside. Kind of want to go Brissett and Beck, but then it's like, what do I do? I don't get another receiver. I can't get Jordan James. I think I want Kalen Black over Jordan James. I like Jordan James a lot, but Kalen Black is probably the better pick.
I saw somebody on the chat. They asked you, who would you take? Either Bucky, and you don't want to call him this, but or HN. It's ETN, but I call him HN now. I think it's funny.
ETN
who do you
over
take
Bucky.
Out of those 2?
ETN over Bucky.
By far? Okay.
Not by far. Not by far. I mean, if you give me the cuffs, if you give me Sean Tucker and Gainwell for sure, like you're giving me all 3. Let's say it was a trade. You give me all 3 backs for ETN. I don't know. I think it could be dead even. I think it's kind of just give me the variation. I love Bucky, bro. I think Bucky could be amazing. Could they cannibalize each other a little bit? I don't think Kamara is gonna. You're probably still gonna want to cuff Kamara to ETN, aka HNA. But I probably would. What?
Sorry. What about the other? I forgot his name, but the other. There's another guy over there in New Orleans. He was towards the end of the season last year. I gotta look him up.
Kendre Miller?
Yeah, him. Do you see him as a threat, or do you think it's
No.
going to be a straight up just
Nope.
ETN, Kamara? Okay.
Yep.
And then this one is a little off, a little odd, but I had like a random question. If you had to pick the best number 2 wide receiver, excluding Pickens, because you know he is the best by a lot. But if you excluded him, not based on ADP, but just share on team, or who do you see more likely throughout the season to be able to compete with the one, or be able to just surprise everybody? I know that Stribling is coming up a lot, and then obviously, you know, I love J-Mo, and there's so many other like wide receiver 2s that are around the league. You know, you like.
I mean, like this would be
So-
hard to answer because then you're defining like a Dunze could be the one, but like a Dunze obviously
For
is
sure.
one. Tyson could be one.
Yeah, Waddle, you know, Sutton.
Yeah, like
McCaffrey.
it's almost endless as to what, you know, Burden could be. Burden's considered the one to most people, but T. Higgins obviously is amazing. Devontae Adams might be the easiest call, but those are not really 2s to me. So that conversation, I think, if we refined it differently, I'd be excluding those guys because those are like 1Bs. Hold on one second.
Like,
let me
that's what I was trying to. For sure.
let me draft real quick. Let's see here. I've got Aaron Rodgers, Stafford, Fernando Mendoza, and then I guess I could go Cyrus Allen, or I could take both Kalen Black and Jordan James. Let's just make sure McCaffrey. We got to get the combo for McCaffrey. It is what it is. I could be really screwing myself at wide receiver, especially with that bye week, which I don't have even a plan for. But I'm going to eat the bye week. I could take a receiver right here, but I'm going to eat the bye week. It's more important for me. Because in this contest, it's not like one position like that's going to take you out. It's, you know, man, I don't know. I'll see if I change my mind here. The receiver that I would take here would need to be not by week number 8 or 7, and then that would save me. Maybe I just go Cyrus Allen. You know what? Screw Jordan James. I hope one of these guys takes Jordan James for me. I sniped you on what, Kels? What did I snipe you on? I know you can't say I sniped you on Kalen Black. I'm the one that has Christian McCaffrey. Jordan James on the phone line, or do I get screwed on the bye week on a wide receiver?
I think you gotta go James. Gotta get the cuss.
Yeah, you gotta go Jordan James.
I don't know, boys. I'm gonna go Cyrus Allen. I know. I asked your advice and I went against it, but I'm going to go against it, take Cyrus Allen. I miscalculated as I was drafting and doing the phone line as far as my bye weeks at wide receiver. Well, if I could do it all over again, I'm admitting my mistake. I probably just would have went Brock Purdy going back in time just because I could have cuffed him to Mac Jones and felt a lot more secure. Although I still would have drafted a third quarterback because I needed a bye week quarterback. So I don't know if you know what, maybe it wouldn't have changed. You know what? Screw it. Stafford scoring more. It's a good-looking team, though. No Jordan James, but I'm covered. McCaffrey, Bowers, McConkey, Evans, Bucky, BTJ, Brooks, Fannin, Gainwell, Stafford, all the Niner wide receivers. Looking good. Looking good. No Jordan James, but I got Kalen Black. I really think Jordan James is okay. I think Kalen Black would be very good. Very good. Like, good to great in Shanahan's offense. James is good, though. He's definitely... Yeah. Oh, well. Kels, what did I snipe you on, you said? Yeah, Hammer's in the building now. You're a little late. I drafted CMC because I never do. So I thought I would draft one share of CMC live on the channel so that everybody would leave me alone on it. So we finally have a CMC draft. Everybody should feel very happy that loves CMC. There you go. Your dream came true. Let me go around the phone line here. I'm more than happy to extend the show. I'm going to put this up here because I do have so much of the Fantasy Football Show content I can create right now. So I'm going to put this up, but I would be more than happy to stay if anybody does extend the show. So 10-minute timer on screen here. Let me go around the phone line real quickly. Bruce, I think Bruce is on the phone, and Rock Out. Let me go to Rock Out, then over to Bruce, then over to Chuck, then over to Luis. Hello.
So what's your thoughts on Jared Goff always getting passed every year and always being in the top 10 like the last 4 years?
Extender.
The show has just been extended 5 minutes.
Show's been extended 5 minutes with a $20 super chat from Hammer already. He said for the boys, dropped it. So we're at 1428 or 1425. Thank you very much, Hammer. I'm sorry, say it one more time, Rock Out, because I hit the button right when you were saying that.
Yeah, what's your thoughts on Jared Goff getting passed and he's always like in the top like 7, top 10?
I don't know. Same thing that I think you say about a lot of quarterbacks. I mean, he's good. The offense is fantastic. Keon Black, I sniped you on. How did I snipe you when I got Christian McCaffrey? Odd snipe call out. If anything, you would have sniped me. Hammer, thank you for the super chat and extender. I mean, look, Goff is great, bro. Or not great. He's very good. Goff is very good.
Yeah.
Purdy's
not
very
great, but very good.
Yeah, Purdy's very good. Their situations make them go from very good to near great at times. But I think they're very similar, you know. For CMC, Purdy, and the boys, says Hammer. Thank you, Hammer. Appreciate your $20 super chat. Hammer time. All right, Rocco, hold on. Bruce, what do you got?
My question is, what do you think Aaron Rodgers is capable of this year? Is he someone that you would be like drafting and stashing on your bench as a backup, or is he someone where you're like, he's
well, you just saw me draft him, but I would say that he a backup. I'm not the most comfortable having Rodgers as my backup, though. I'm a little more comfortable in best ball because, again, you don't have to decide who to start. So if he has a big game, then he goes in. If I got a third quarterback and he does a bad game. But, I mean, look, they're going to throw the ball more than ever, you know, with McCarthy, at least in Pittsburgh. And so Aaron Rodgers is excited. The word and visual video footage on the street is that he's doing really well right now, and he looks pretty good. You know, he's throwing the ball very, very accurately. He got the football out as fast as anybody in the league last year, so it's not like he's lost a step and can't, you know, get rid of the football. They were the quickest in the league at getting rid of it, and I think Rodgers is probably just more of an injury risk if he gets hit. But I don't know, man. Like, this could be a decent year for him. I just think you got to be careful, back him up. Having him in a best ball where you don't have the ability to add drop would be, I guess, concerning to have him just as your only second quarterback. So I do advise anybody that takes Aaron Rodgers take a third quarterback in best ball. You know, Hammer time. Thanks, Hammer. Thanks, Luis, for the earlier super chat. Anything else, my boy?
Yeah, I got one more. I know we're very high on Stribling, but do you think he's going to be the number 2, or do you think Debo's the number 2?
I don't know, man. It's so tough. I think that at some point he will be. And once he is, I don't think he surrenders it. So maybe he's inconsistently looking amazing and Debo just steps up until he gets hurt. You know, I don't know. Like, and Debo may not get hurt, but there's a good chance, I'd say, of the two, even though Stribling was just sitting out. He's back already in practice, but Debo and Stribling are really, really solid. And then if Mike Evans were to sit out, then you could have them both coexisting. And I don't know. There's a world where even the third guy ends up being just as good as the second guy on occasion in rotation. I don't know. It's a tough one, my boy. And if you noticed in my draft, and really any draft, I recommend drafting both of them. If you take Mike Evans, cuff him to Stribling. If you take Debo, cuff him to Stribling. You know, would I cuff Debo to Evans too? Maybe, yeah. I mean, I did in this draft. I grabbed all of them.
Okay.
Yeah, it's hard to say. Dynasty guy, of course, I want Stribling.
Would you cuff Diggs to Scary Terry or no?
Yeah, I'm all right with that.
Question.
Yeah. Cuffing wide receivers is something we've talked about for years. A lot of people never really used to mention that, but like it's kind of more attractive to do nowadays if you have the right situation for it. Not every time I draft McLaurin am I cuffing him to Diggs, but if I'm building in a way that I say I went light at wide receiver and I'm leaning on McLaurin more than I normally would because of the build, now Diggs becomes important. If I take Mike Evans and I, like in the draft that we just did here, I'll show you. The reason I went down this course that I went down, this avenue, was because I ended up drafting running back tight end. And so Ladd McConkey and Evans are a little watered down wide receiver 1 and 2 to a degree. And so protecting that made a lot of sense for me. And BTJ's kind of volatile. So it made sense to continue down the Niner route and cuff, especially because I already had CMC. But none of it's guaranteed. Like example, like Stafford over Purdy. You know, you could grab Purdy and get the cuff, but for those that say like that is a must, it's a ridiculous notion, because the games that the Niners struggle a little bit, one of the receivers could still do well. Like Purdy could have 1 touchdown, 180 yards, and 2 interceptions, but yet one of those wide receivers could still have 90 and a touch. And then Stafford, you know, being as consistent in that high octane offense, outscores Purdy that game, and that's the game that got either knocked me out or sent me forward. Like, people are ridiculous how they think the stack has to be there. It doesn't have to be there. Having Josh Allen and Jamar Chase is better than having Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. Like, people are off their rocker.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, pal. Call back if you got another one, or if the show starts getting extended in a wild fashion, get back on the phone line. All right, later, bro. Rock out. Any final thought for now, anyway?
Yeah, quick question. Why you get me and Bruce confused?
Good question. It's not in any offensive way. You guys are both amazing. I think you guys are both like, I don't know what would be you're both very, very.
Well, the same
tone. You're just kind of like, what's the best way to say this? I don't mean this in a negative way, but you're both kind of like teddy bears. You know, you're both just, who could dislike either one of you guys? I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm not saying like you're not a tough guy or something like that. I just mean like very likable people, and you fall in the same like vein. And like Landman and Hammer, they're both kind of like, they both would on Rumble. They both came from Rumble essentially. They're both dropping, you know, tons of super chats at the same time. So they're both kind of, you know, I mix them up a lot. Who are the other two that I mix up? I don't know. Like, and you guys do have similar calls and things like that. I don't know. I just, for some reason, I mix you guys. I don't mix you up like as much as it seems. Just verbally, I say it. I'm not like thinking of one of you and I picture the other. It's a good question though. And Rock Out, it's a similar question that Bruce would ask. I think Bruce would have asked a question like that. Why do you mix me up with Bruce? Look, you guys are both stand-up dudes. That's all you need to know. What else you got, Rock Out? Rock Out to the moon. He's like,
what do you think about Tank Dell as like a late sleeper?
You call me a teddy bear, you son of a bee. I think Tank Dell is a great late round pick, but I'm excited about him. Does it kind of have a hint of a good comeback story or a hint of just goes south again? Kind of both. But I'm excited about him, man. He was one of our, like, we were on top of that one from the jump. No one saw him coming. We were 100% right on it, and then he got devastatingly hurt. So I'm excited for it. I don't know. We got the Tank Dell video we could bring back. Hopefully we can bring that one back. Let me see if I can find it. That Tank Dell one was great.
Okay.
Let me see if I can find it. That one was great.
We have like one with the deli.
Yeah, the Tank Deli. And we turned it into the Rashi rice bowl deli like type of thing. But we could bring it back. Just like Law Dog, we took his away and gave it to Bowers, I think. Let's see here. Tank Dell. Where's the deli at? I'll keep looking for it. Let me go around the phone line. Hang tight, Rock Out.
Okay.
Chuck Nasty, what do you have final thought wise while I look for the Tank Dell deli?
Nothing. I'm just trying to. Sorry, dude. But, I was gonna say the dude. I wanted Debo because he had him and he said no. So I just ended up doing Rice and Devontae for Jamar Chase.
Rice. Okay.
He didn't really have anyone else.
Well, again, if you pick up, it's a 10-man. You pick up Jalen Coker, then I like your side of the deal much better, bro. Much better.
And then, would you do Kraft and Tate for Bowers?
Kraft and Tate for Bowers in redraft?
Yeah. This 10-man
I'd take Bowers.
League, redraft.
Kraft and Tate versus Bowers. I like Kraft and Tate, but in redraft, it's Bowers by a mile.
Yeah,
especially in a 10-man.
Yeah, my core would be Herbert, Gibbs, Jeremiah Love, Jamar Chase, George Pickens, Brock Bowers, which I don't know.
Yes, sir.
I'm not winning a league with that, but
Luis, it would hurt me so much. Don't be hurt about it. Daniel goes to bed. It'll hurt Luis's feelings. All right, thank you, Chuck Nasty. Call in tomorrow, pal.
Yeah, see you, buddy. All right,
later. All right, Luis, final thoughts, my boy.
Yeah, man. So I was looking earlier, and people were saying that Khalil Herbert is a threat to take the backup role from Black and James in San Francisco. What is your take on that?
Well, I mean, I don't think so, but injuries are rampant in San Francisco, so like, there's a chance Khalil Herbert's the only healthy running back behind McCaffrey at some point. Grando's done, bro. Grando, unfortunately, he fell out of favor, and then he gained like 30 pounds. He looked awful like 3 months ago. He might have lost it all, but I think he went off the ledge, bro.
Devo, Kelsey, I don't know. No, I'm big on Black. I think he's going to take the backfield sometimes this season, and he's going to do what?
Yeah. Here's the Tank Dell.
He's gonna be crazy.
Here's the Tank Dell deli. Hold on. I think if it'll play. Oh, maybe they won't play anymore. Come on.
And
What? What, Luis?
Yeah. So I hopped on tonight, hoping that you were gonna draft. Are you still gonna draft? Me and Daniel kind of want to do it. He was gonna call in. That's why it would hurt me so much if he doesn't actually get to draft.
Well, as of this moment, I'm not, but I suppose I could get influenced.
You know. Okay. Hey,
Yeah.
Daniel, call in, man. Hey, but only Daniel. Like, I need to get in. No, everybody else call in. Show the people.
Tank Deli. Where is this? Man, that sucks. I can't find the Tank Deli.
Good video.
All right, Luis dropping a $20 super chat. He wants to do a puppy. All right, we'll do one more puppy. Thank you, Luis. Appreciate you. For the show, for the people. Open up your Underdog app. Have puppy waiting. Don't hit it yet, Luis. I'll see if Daniel calls in.
I hope he does, man. Hopefully
we'll give him a couple of seconds.
The puppy?
We'll give him a couple of seconds. Hold on 1 second. Let me see if I can find this. I don't know, guys. I can't find it. All right, Luis extending the show. Here's Daniel. All right, Daniel, you wanna get in on this draft, pal?
Yeah, I'm not so Hurst anymore.
And Hammer's dropping another super chat as well. Hammer wants in on a draft as well. Hammer, dial in. Hammer, thank you for the extender. So technically speaking, we have.
It's Hammer time.
Turn down the background music, whoever's got that going on. And please mute if you... Someone's got the show in the background and the reverb is a little out of control. Daniel dropping a $20. He says, I'm not so Hurst anymore. $20 super chat. If I could get my screen back. Hold on. I'm trying to get it back. There it is. All right. Hammer, dial in. Thank you, Hammer. Daniel dropping a $20 super chat. He wants to draft. This is 5, 10, 15, 20. We'll put 25 minutes on the board. Not saying I won't finish the draft per se, but this is how we're going to roll moving forward. Just so I got to try and manage the season too. And if the show gets extended, I'm just extending it. That's part of the deal. I'll stay. If it gets extended, I extend it. I'm going to put 25 minutes on the board here. Daniel, appreciate you dropping that extender. Hammer dropping that extender. Hammer, are you calling in before we hit the button? Heard some dude took third from auto drafting. That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. It's funny you would admit that too. You know, you'd think if you auto drafted and won, you'd be like, yeah, it was me. Like, that takes a special person to be that honest. Hammer, I'm going to wait 10 more seconds for you to call in, bro. Where's Hammer at? Let me see if I can. Where is Hammer at?
Is it the puppy?
Calling in to get into draft? Question mark?
The puppy, right?
Yeah, just hang tight, have it open. Have it open.
Okay, for sure.
And be ready, because I'm going to say, go. Like, don't be like, I'm not ready. Daniel, get it ready. Puppy, 20-second. Have it sitting there ready.
Okay.
I'm going to get your trigger finger ready. Just waiting for Hammer. He said he's down for a draft, dropped a $20 extender, and now I don't know if he's there or not. We'll give him another 15 seconds. Oh, Hammer. Okay, okay. Let's see here. Okay. 10 seconds. Actually, not 10 seconds. We're gonna surprise everyone. Go. It was 8 more. 4 more. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. 1 more. Drafting. That's how quick it happens. That's how quick it happens.
Okay.
It's pretty funny how fast we can. $11 pick.
Yeah, got in.
11 pick. It's BS.
Number 4.
11. You gotta be kidding me. Hammer's in the 5 pick. Nice job, Hammer.
I'm on number 4.
The timing has to be
12.
impeccable when you're not on the phone line. I mean, you got to be, because you'll just get in the draft before. All right, let's go back to the screen, the full Monty screen. Your boy drafting from the 11. What else is new? I swear they're out to get me. Garbage. Every time. Nothing better than seeing
Have you ever actually
that like 1.1.
Hey, Smitty, have you ever had like an actual follower draft that you actually got the 1? Because it's always 7 or later. Bro.
Yeah, it's happened, but it's rare. I always get the 12 or 11 or 10.
The pizza party when that happens?
Yeah, I mean, I usually draft really well. Hammer goes to Monroe St. Brown. This is Daniel on the clock right now. Daniel is going to draft who? Who are you taking, Daniel, at 1.7? JT. Jamar Chase going 3. Rockout took JSN at 4. Wow, Puka fell pretty good. Pretty nice. Go Genty. Christian McCaffrey falling all the way to 12. See, this is what's crazy. Is like I won't draft McCaffrey, and then if anybody around me decides to follow suit in that, then a guy like McCaffrey falls all the way past my next pick, and then it looks like a joke of a draft to most people. Hammer's just drooling over him falling that far. He might, Hammer, the way that everybody... What you doing, Luis? You timing out, or?
Oh, no.
You got McCaffrey.
No,
there you go.
Down, dude. I was trying to get Hampton. No, I was trying to get Hampton. Fuck.
Genty, let's go. Let's go balance. I'm going to go early AJB. Genty AJB. Genty AJB. CD Lamb. Hook and Hampton together. Chase Brown and Barkley together. Lamb and JJ together. Who's the Puka Nacua drafter? Who lucked out and got him so late? That would have been the time to get the number 6 pick for me. H-Han and JT's pretty nice. I wish this is a 12 second draft. I think we need to up the ante on that. I think we need to go 12 seconds. I wish we could. I wish we could adjust the timer. That would be fun. 12 seconds. You'd be so trained. Don't you guys feel like when you go into a 60-second draft, you're so over prepared for that? Like you can do it. It's almost like you're doing it behind your back. You know, when you're in a 60-second timer, I feel like going and getting a drink, coming back, like it's crazy. 20 seconds has definitely trained us very, very well.
Hey, Smitty, question. Other than the Smitty's league, do you do any other live leagues, as in like in person?
What do you mean?
Like, you do in-person leagues? I mean, you did the Scott Fishbowl one, obviously.
In person? No,
in person.
no.
Okay. Yeah, because I have so obviously I have my league, and then I have I do like 3-4 other ones. and pretty much they're all done in person. The only ones I haven't done is the ones for the show. But I don't really like online leagues just because I don't like that it tells you the ADP. Are you big on the there should be a timer, like a 60-second timer? I know it's easy when you have, it's breaking it down as you're drafting it, but if you have a sheet and we do it old school way where you have to scratch off every single name and then you have to go based on that, should there be a time or should it just be?
There's no answer to any of that. That's all preference, bro. It's all preference.
All preference. Okay.
I mean, I don't know. I like 20. I like faster the better, bro. I want to get in.
Yeah.
I want to get in and out.
Say Flowers.
Luma says team is. Then don't watch, Luma. No one. You don't need to be here. Why are you even here then? He's gonna be a negative presence. You don't like my picks? I don't care. You think I give two craps what you think of my team? You think I'm worried about what I'm doing? You think your opinion versus my opinion's just keeping me up at night because we don't agree? Go watch someone else if you don't like it. Chase Brown and Barkley and who? Breece Hall. All right. Man. You guys are not leaving much. This is where I feel like Garrett Wilson's pretty valuable. This sniping environment, it does make it very, very tough. But I'm going to go with good old Garrett Wilson here. So I've got a little bit of balance going on. I think I'm going to keep balance going. And I'm going to go ETN. So ETN, Garrett Wilson, AJB, Genty. Very solid, reliable team. It's not negative. Okay. Reread what you write. Tell me again. That's not negative. It's my opinion. my opinion just happens to be negative. But don't what? If you like being here, then you don't need to be if you want to be like that. It's up to you though. Genty, Brown, Garrett Wilson, ETN, Walker, McCaffrey, Higgins, and Javonte. It's going to be tough to get the receivers you need, but let's see what you do, Luis, with that. That it can become tough. Chase Brown, Barkley, Hall, Waddle. That could also be tough by the time you go down and back. Just because it's 3 mandatory wide receivers, but let's see what you do here. Flowers, Evans, Achane, Taylor, nice. These 3 wide receivers here, it's just an awful strategy to go all 4 like that. It's possible if you hit the right running backs, though, which means it should be tempted here or there, I guess, but this could be his way of trying that out for the first time. Let's see if I can do it. Like, I don't $5. You what?
So he took tip from me. Sad.
Yeah.
Hey, Smitty, question. Will they both take JD5 winning MVPs this season? Do you think that's enough to win the bold take predictions?
Probably not. Probably not. If you mix it with something like JD5 leads the league in rushing and wins MVP, that could be bold enough.
What about JD5 wins the MVP and it's Commanders Cowboys NFC Championship?
Yes. I think Cowboys make the Super Bowl alone would win it. Like I probably would do.
Yeah,
separate.
Call me crazy, man. This is I live in North Texas, so I see it every single day. I talk to a lot of Cowboy fans, and I haven't heard a lot of talk from them this year, but I also haven't heard anything on the radio. It's just very odd. So I think that's a good sign. Like Jerry Jones there's no drama over there. Usually there's a lot of drama over there, so that's why I'm so high on them. It's rare. Like usually there's something going on in the Cowboys, and they're just messing themselves up because they have all the talent in the world. So I would not be surprised if they actually make it this year. Which
I don't think they'll make a Super Bowl, but I think they're going to surprise everybody and be pretty good. They're just they got so many weapons and defense improvement. Yeah. All right, here's this team right here with all the wide receivers. We'll see what they do here. Judkins, yeah, you're just not going to probably. probably win this with that squad, but Javonte McConkey, Jamo McConkey, Kyron Hampton, Cook, solid. Chase Brown, Barkley, Hall, Waddle, BTJ. Now those receivers are pretty good. That might work. It might work. It's possible it could work. Let's go Devontae Adams here. I love that. Garrett Wilson, AJ Brown, Devontae Adams. That feels strong. Still don't love the 11, 12, 10 picks. I feel like it's so hard to draft from this territory. DJ Moore, I like that pick. 85, okay. Probably going to go with good old Drake May here to cuff to my AJB. Very solid team so far. I like my squad a lot. Pretty good. Drake May, AJB, Garrett Wilson. I think Garrett Wilson is underrated. Took him early, but anybody watching thinking that I took him early, you got to look at the details. You know, there's a lot of fat trimmed out from these picks to where everybody's moving up slightly, and it gets a little Snipeville up in here. 11 minutes and 31 seconds left. I'll keep drafting, no doubt. And if anybody extends it, we'll keep live. But we're going to probably, because of the nature of going into the busy season where it's like I'm live sometimes 3, 4, 5 times a day. And I never feel bad about extending the show. That is part of why I do this. But we're going to keep the timer strict just because, that's what makes it valuable. There's no extending a whole draft. It's just the time, essentially. But I don't mind drafting again. We'll take this as long as it goes. But Lemon is an awful pick in the 6th round. Probably the worst selection in this entire draft. I don't know who's drafting at the 1 pick.
Hey, Smitty. So the people in the comments are going to hate me because of this take. But, man, I want to say I don't think you've taken a day off in the last 900 days. Have you thought about the idea of maybe vacation for Smitty?
No.
That's a little movement. I know. It's a little movement.
No.
Some people are,
No.
We're in the graveyard. I can say it. Yeah.
No thanks, pal. I appreciate it, though.
You're the best. That's why you're the best in the business.
Hammer on the clock, St. Brown, Love, Allen, Bucky. I mean, I am going on a vacation in January or February or March or something like that. I mean, very short one, but I go live when I'm on vacation. So, Manungai, Bucky, Love, St. Brown, Allen, Tate, DK. Okay. I like it. Manungai, guy could win a league. And he also could be somebody we're counting too high on. I admit we're starting to really, over talk about him, I guess you could say, but there's a reason. I always like to reference Achane, how high we were on Achane, and it was very risky at the time, and we were right. And it just because it was risky didn't mean it was not going to work. Go my usual here. Genty, Etienne Brooks, AJB, Garrett Wilson, and Adams. Drake May, love it.
You're gonna say this one's bad.
Golden, not a fan of that.
Yeah, I know.
But trust your gut, bro. He's an underdog. He's definitely fits in your archetype. Like Matthew Golden, everybody doubting the hell out of him. That's certainly the kind of guy you draft. Absolutely.
Yeah.
that is such a Luis guy.
Well, it's because I like me some Jordan Love. That's the
that's another one.
The other day when I put the super chat. Yeah, I know. I put Love, and you're like, Love is not so much, but I was talking about Jordan Love, not Jeremiah Love. So
but Jordan Love is another Luis guy.
Oh yeah, that's why I put he's big, and it doesn't make sense how usually. I don't know who mentioned it earlier, but they were saying, why do we keep bringing down Jared Goff so much every single year? but
No
somehow,
one's
some way,
no
he
one's bringing
finishes
him down
in the
though,
top 10.
Luis. I don't think he's. I
I
think
know, but
bringing him down is different than maybe undervaluing him. But the reason you undervalue him is because by default, I mean, there's just too many. There's just too many other options to be like, oh, I'm going to put him. He sniped you, Hammer, or is that Hammer's team? Oh no, you okay? No, that was Hammer's team. Sorry, I was thinking that was a pick before, so he got Gainwell and Bucky together. Okay, Mahomes. Okay, that's a good quarterback selection right there. Hold on, at least 1 second. Mahomes, Sutton, MHJ, Price, McLaurin, McBride, Henry, JSN. I like your team rock out. You took Price a little early, but like I understand because the way it's going, the Snipe City that we're in. I love team 2 minus the Stevenson pick. I think that was a bad pick. I like T-Law. I like everything else. Bijan, London, Rice, Tootin, Hendy, and then Stevenson was a botch pick there in my opinion. And then T-Law was a good pick. Wandell's decent for sure. I don't think it's great, but it's not bad. Downs is a better pick, but he didn't fall. And then this one draft slot, Gibbs, Pickens, Buka, Scatterboo, Loveland, pretty good. And then the Lemon pick, but you can recover from that. But I mean, it's just in my opinion, a horrible pick. I know Lemon's another Luis guy.
So getting back to the Love take, it's people undervalue Goff all the time. And I know Love is not the most enticing pick, but somehow, some way, man, the man still produces 30-point games. I know it's not every week, it's not consistent like everybody else, but the numbers don't lie. So
30-point games.
I know that the ball is not directed to one individual, like when Devontae Adams was there, but I understand that, but people can't say that, oh, Love is not good. Like
he's okay, bro. He's okay. He's not a top. He's not somebody you should be drafting to start for your team because there's too many other options. But super flex, sure. But
he has the ability to outscore running quarterbacks, non-named JD5, Drake May, or Josh Allen.
Well, that's your opinion, Luis, and you're entitled to it. Don't let anybody change your opinion.
For sure. No, I mean, I'm just saying numbers don't lie. So
the numbers don't. Well, okay, that's what I'm saying.
I know,
bro. Jordan Love hasn't. Yeah. Jordan Love hasn't earned numbers wise some like crazy rank or anything, bro. All right, hold on 1 second. Let me just draft real quickly. Sure.
It's a cow pick. Oh yeah.
Let's go with the good old Matthew Stafford and Adams stack cross streaming with the AJB Drake May stack. I like the way that feels. Vankman said never cross streams, but Smitty feels differently. Man, all right, timeout here. I'm probably going to time out on my queue. Dang it. I timed out a little early on him, but I wanted him, so it's fine. He wouldn't have made it down and back, let's just say. So it's like, technically speaking, it's about a 10 pick reach, probably 11 pick reach, but he would never have made it back to me. Whoever drafted Hampton probably pissed about that one. Daniel, why'd you hang up? Who drafted Hampton? Strong? Who's Strong? Phone was about to die. Okay, no problem, Daniel. I just want to make sure you're good. All right, 3 minutes and 24 seconds left on the hard timer moving forward for the rest of the offseason. It just has to be. I'm sorry. But I'm more than happy to stay as long as it gets extended. It's just going to be part of the fun part of the show. The timer is the timer. Everyone wants it to be extended. And if anybody missed it the other night, we almost didn't have a single extender. and it went 5 hours. The show went 5 hours. It was crazy. Luis was a big part of the reason at the end there. Hammer was a huge reason. Luis was a huge reason. Daniel was a huge reason. I've pardon me for not even acknowledging the other parts of it, people that helped extend it, but the show was insane. It was insane. That next day was rough, but that's part of the allure of this show. So, you know, too bad we don't have the Boss Horn anymore. If you guys remember the Boss Horn was the loudest horn. It's got four diesel truck trumpets that when you honk a diesel truck and it's like that crazy insane sound on I got it right here. I'm not gonna shoot it off, but this is the Boss Horn for those of you that weren't here for it. These trumpets are so loud, and so this is on a drill. It's called the Boss Horn. If you want to get it, search Boss Horn on Instagram. You put a battery pack on it. It's a regular drill, and it is so loud. I'll explain in a second. I think I'm on the clock. Hold on. Love me some Travis Hunter here. Travis Hunter. I love Travis Hunter. I love that people don't love Travis Hunter. Luis with a $50 super chat extending the show an additional. Now we're at what, 11? We'll put it at double. We'll do double, so we'll put it at 14 minutes because of the double effect of the double back-to-backs. Night Crew off tomorrow. Finally, you're gonna sleep like a baby tomorrow. Damn, you took Stribling. That was the guy I wanted, so I don't know what to do here. I'm going to time out. You got me, Luis, on that one. Dobbs. Well, that's okay, because I got May and AJB, so it actually works out pretty good. I didn't even have him in my queue, so that was a good timeout. I like Dobbs a lot. Dobbs is getting disrespected. So the Boss Horn, by the way, extender, let me hit that real quick. Luis, thank you.
5-minute extender.
The show has just been extended 5 minutes due to a $20 super chat.
And technically speaking, extended 2 super chats, so we're at 13 minutes and 13 seconds. But so when I first got this Boss Horn, and anytime there's a $20 super chat, I'd take the Boss Horn. One of these days, I want to test it with I got a limiter on here on my mic now. I didn't then, but I don't know if it'll help. But I would fire the Boss Horn off, so it would be $20 super chat. I'd take it and I go, and it's so loud. I had to go to Miss Smitty and say, "What do you need for me to be able to, without a single complaint? You can't say a word. You can't say, hey, do you have to do that so late? What do you need for me to be able to fire that off at any time, whether it's 8 p.m. show, whether it's midnight, whether it's 3 a.m.? And Miss Smitty came. If anybody wasn't here for this, it was great. Hold on. Mute yourself. I'll be right with you. Just please hit mute. And so we had her reaction. We had her come to the door. She doesn't like to be on camera, but you could hear her. And I said, "What do you want?" She said, "A new iPhone." And so we had people dropping $20, and they're like, "Get her new iPhone." And so we got her new iPhone. I got her new iPhone. And we were firing off the Boss Horn all the time. It was amazing. And then I started to get complaints. And the first person was like, "Hey man, I had to stop watching the show at night. I have to watch it like during the day." And I'm like, what kind of comments that? Like, toughen up, bro. And he's like, and then I got another email, I got another comment, I got another person, and a person would call in, and it started being like this massive problem where people are literally like, "I can't enjoy the show." Oh, let me go back to the board. Sorry. I can't enjoy the show because I've got my AirPods in and I got to take them out. Or if I'm watching the show on my phone on quiet and then my wife's sleeping and it goes, it is so loud. And so I literally had droves of people that were like, "I can't watch the Graveyard Show anymore." And so I had to get rid of the Boss Horn. And there were so many people that were upset that we got rid of it, that loved it. They were mad. Like, "Well, if you're not going to have the Boss Horn, I'm going to stop watching the show." It was this big ordeal. And I was like, "You got to be kidding me." So I had to navigate that for like a 2-week period. I had to get rid of the Boss Horn. It was causing too much problems, but it was crazy. I'm going to have to do a lot with it on my Instagram this year. But it was a wild situation, and there's no way to muffle it. Even with limiters, I don't think it'll do it. It's just too crazy. All right, on the clock here again. I timed out last time, not prepared for Luis to snipe my player. So I will take Tank Bigsby. I don't know who has Barkley. I'm sorry if that sniped you. I don't know who that is. I don't know who has Barkley. Probably the same guy as Hampton, right? those guys get drafted together a lot. Barkley, Chase Brown. No, okay. So I sniped Brown and Strong. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not trying to. All right, on the clock here. I'm going to go Tesla.
I was gonna get him too, but you know me, I gotta get my boy Bryce.
So I got Drake May, Stafford. I got Genty, ETN, Brooks, Keaton Mitchell, Bigsby. Very good running back room. I like my running back room. AJB, Garrett Wilson, Devontae Adams, Travis Hunter, Romeo Dobbs, Isaac Tesla, Harold Fannin at tight end. Solid. Daniel's on the clock. Daniel's got Lamar. Let me scroll up and show Daniel's team. And we'll show Luis's team. One second. Daniel's got Lamar. He's the 6th team right here. JT, Achan, Flowers, Evans, Lamar, Adunze. Good team. I mean, going running back. And then I don't like Zay Flowers. I think it's a bad pick at 31. Not a fourth, mid-4th. But then you get Evans, who that's a great pick at 42 in my opinion. And then Adunze's a great pick. And then Lamar's solid. So you really made up for that. And honestly, like, Lamar and Flowers make sense stacking it, so I get it. Who would I have taken over him? I mean, there's arguments to say that, like, him and Lab McConkey, you could argue you like Flowers more, and I'm fine with that argument. I disagree with it, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to be right on it. I mean, Flowers has been pretty good for 2 years. I just think that people are a little bit optimistic that changing systems and everything. I have the 12 pick. Is it good if I go Genty and Walker, or would you do something else? I want to go running back. I love that, bro. Genty I'd take as high as 6. When I took Genty at 11 at the beginning of this draft, you had that commenter. It's like Genty over CMC. Like, oh my God, I disagree with you. It's crazy. I'd take Genty at 6. I take him at 6 all the time, 7. I just never take him over Puka or JSN. So, 6-7 territory is where I start looking at Genty. If I'm not really loving the options, or I'm saying to myself, I think I'm not going to like the way the wide receivers fall, or whatever the case may be. Or if I start noticing a trend that Bowers is falling like in 5, 6, 7 drafts in a row, that his ADP shifting and I can get him, then I'll draft whoever I think will coordinate best with the 3rd round pick to get balance maybe coming out. But I don't hate that at all, bro. Especially if it's a 10-man, or if it's a 12 and it's only 2 mandatory wide receivers. But if it's a 10-man, running back all day long. Luis, your team. Let's look at your team, my boy. Walker, McCaffrey, Higgins, Javonte, DJ Moore, Jaden Daniels, Golden, Dowdle, Coker. Solid. And don't take offense. It's my honest opinion. I'm always going to give you my honest opinion. I could be wrong. Do I think this wins with that receiving room? Might be hard to win unless I'm wrong about those picks and they crush way more than I expect. But I could be wrong about that, bro.
You never know.
You never know, my boy. You never know. But I my Q. I like Gunnar Helm. He was definitely in the mix, but that's not what I wanted right there. That's okay. It's okay. Aaron Rodgers. I'm gonna go Mendoza here. I need a bye week 11 quarterback, so go ahead and go with the Mendoza-nator. The Mendoza-nator. Get down. Does anybody, this is kind of a weird question, but does anybody feel like Mendoza, like, do you think it's good, his personality good, or is his personality hard to imagine getting to that great level, or is that what makes it special because he's so grounded and he's such like a goody type of guy that, like, is anybody worried about him becoming kind of the mindset you need to have in the NFL? Like, clearly it worked in college, and I'm not saying I'm worried about. I like him, but he's such a unique character. Normally, I would be bothered by somebody that seems too, like, soft in a way to become the dog that you need to become to command a locker room of men into battle. But when he gets on the field, he is a dog. You know, it's off the field that he seems like a little puppy dog, but I think he's probably okay. And he'll grow, mature, and all that. But, yeah. I'm just curious if anybody thinks about it, you know. And obviously I do, but it doesn't bother me. I still think he's going to be good. And he's getting, you know, taught by Tom Brady, you know. He's literally a Kirk Cousins clone, yeah. And I saw post-game field interviews. It left me with questions, says DK. That's all I'm saying is, like, there's certainly a world where you're like, you wonder if it gets in the way. But I don't think so. I think he'll mature. Vegas will change him. He's definitely in the wrong city. But I don't think the city will breach the moral compass. He really is the kind of guy that I think will stay strong. But he's a dog on the field. You know, he did it in college and honestly did it when it counts. But I think that he's been as good as advertised, and I think that it's something that won't hold him back by any means. But it is something that sometimes will make you, like, the best example I'd have is to say Josh Rosen didn't have the demeanor in a very different way, in a negative way. Like, Mendoza is like a softie, whereas Rosen was an arrogant, like, prick. And I knew Rosen wasn't going to work. You could tell. Manziel didn't have the ability to carry himself. Just wasn't going to work. What was I always forget his name. What was the Denver Bronco quarterback that he was on the sideline and they always do the rap dancing and stuff like that? And I'm like, I just couldn't get it behind it. I'm like, this guy's making me be trash. Drew Lock. I was like, you can't do like, you can't. He does not have the demeanor to lead a group of men into battle. Drew Lock. Everyone loved Drew Lock. I'm like, no, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Drew Lock, doesn't matter what you think he's going to do. He's not going to do it. I guarantee you. And Drew Lock just was a disaster. All right. Jeez, man. I'm going to time out. So I had to just, I like that pick though. I forced it without even looking at a bye week. I'm fine. Okay, good. And then I need another potential running back or wide receiver, I suppose. Or I could go QB if I wanted. I don't think I will, though. Running back, who is there? I'm going to time Ollie Gordon in case I time out. Oh, you know what? I'll go Vidal because I have Keaton Mitchell. I'm doing like an unattached cuff. I don't have Hampton. This guy's like, damn it, why'd you do it again? What are you doing? I like Beck. Beck also worried me a little bit, but because he kind of feels like he comes off as kind of a little bit Josh Rosen. But I think with him, I never really felt, and I still don't feel like he is intending to be like Rosen was or Johnny Manziel. I just think he looks like a little bit like irritated all the time or something. But I don't know if I'm really concerned about it. Chuck Nasty says Drew Lock, Super Bowl champ, Bronco legend. He was just a character on the sidelines, and I just couldn't get behind it. I couldn't picture it. I couldn't see him becoming a serious NFL quarterback. Smitty, how come you didn't like my Ramondre paired with Hendy? I don't mind. I don't mind it. I think just at that stage, it's a good question, and I'll answer it right now. And maybe I'll backtrack a little bit on how much I didn't like it, per se. Warren was gone already, so I can't blame that pick. I would have gone Warren. Warren wasn't there. I normally would. Like, if Warren was there, I would have taken Warren. But you hadn't had a quarterback at that point, but you did get T-Law, so you solved that problem too. Would I rather have Michael Wilson or... You know what? I mean, honestly, I'll walk it back a little and say that it's not like the board was giving you some obvious choice. Like, I like Sutton and Michael Wilson a little bit more, and you needed a wide receiver 3 more than you needed Stevenson, in my opinion. Because you have Tootin, Hendy, and Bijan, that's kind of where I would have gone. But it's not a bad pick. I shouldn't say you screwed it up or anything like that. I apologize if you took it that way. Debo was a great pick later, too. You could have maybe got Stribling and Debo for your wide receiver 3 and still drafted Stevenson, so it could have worked out, and even so. And you're cuffing it. It's pretty safe. Your flex spot will be pretty nice, bro. So I take back what I said the way I said it. Daniel, nice team. I like your team a lot. You did good. I'm not a big fan of the Pollard and Hubbard pick, to be honest, or the Pierce pick. It's like 3 of those picks right there. But I do really much like your start. And Luis, I like your team. What would I have done differently? I don't think Higgins deserves to be your 3rd drafted player. That's me. I get it. You're at the turn. Technically, you could argue he's your 4th drafted player, but the way I look at the 3rd and 4th picks on a team from the 12th spot is they're both 3rd drafted players to me. Like, I can't just convince myself because it just flipped around 4 that it's not a 3rd drafted player. I just think Higgins is a tough sell for your wide receiver 1. Now, DJ Moore is crafty for your 2. If you had, let's say, and he wasn't available, I took him. But like, if Garrett Wilson were there and then you had DJ Moore, then I really like your crafty 1-2. I could be wrong, but Pickens is a number 2 wide receiver on his team. Granted, a very high octane offense that could make him better than some number 1s on their team. But at the end of the day, can I envision someone winning this contest with a wide receiver 1 that's the 2nd option on his team? Hard to imagine it. But what if, like, Chase gets abducted by aliens and T. Higgins has the year of his life? DJ Moore, I think, is really undervalued. Let's say I'm, right on Coker or Stribling or Golden I'm wrong on, and Golden goes nuts. The rest of your team is ready, and it's good. So, and you backed up McCaffrey with Kalen Black. So I think you did good there. So good teams all around, guys. Good teams. Hammer's team. Hammer's got St. Brown, Love, Allen, Bucky. He has Gainwell. He had DK and Tate. Really solid team. That, like, in Purdy later, he's got Kyle Pitts. Great tight end value there. Ferguson. I think Hammer, if you get what you believe, and I believe you could get out of Tate, and Bucky bounces back, that team could definitely win. And this team, Jacob Swift, no thank you. Toot and Hendy. I really like the 2-pick team overall. I think you still did very well. And then the 1 pick, I like everything but the Lemon pick. You still did good with other picks, though. Aaron Jones was a waste, but I like what you did. You still have a really good team, and you start with an advantage having that situation. Rock out. I like your team. I like your team a lot. Mahomes, Sutton, Harris, McLaurin, JSN, Henry, Jadarian Price. Your team will revolve around Price or Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt being the real deal, but it's a solid team, bro. Timer is up. Show ends in 57 seconds. Let me go around the phone line. If we get extended, obviously I'll extend the show. Rock out. Final thoughts. I like your team, bro. And then I'll go to the caller who's waiting. 541. Just hang tight. Go ahead. Rock out. Okay, I guess Rock out. Oh, he started talking. I don't know where it was. Rock out. You were like 15 seconds of no air, so I thought you were gone. I'm sorry. You can call back in if you want. 541. Go ahead. You're live.
Hey, Smitty. This is Russell. This is Klondike. I'm actually a Mars man.
Oh,
I'm the guy
Klondike.
that went away for a little bit.
Yeah, Klondike, welcome back, my boy. I'll put you in the Patreon league. Get you back in the mix.
Is that what we'll be doing?
Yeah, I'll put you in the Patreon league, no problem. I mean, your Mars man spot got how we had to fill it, but
Yeah.
I'll get you in the Patreon league, no problem. We draft that kind of soon. What can I do for you?
Okay. Oh, I mean, I'm just calling in, touching base.
Atta boy, glad you're back.
Like, I appreciate it, man. And so, when it comes to the Patreon league, like, what do I need to do to make sure that I'm in that?
Email me. Go to thefantasyfootballshow.com. Scroll to the bottom. Email me. Do that right now if you could.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. Thanks, man.
All right, I will.
All right. Klondike back in the mix, baby. Doing it live. Glad to have
You've
you
been
back.
nothing but a Packers hater.
Me? Is Klondike still?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
hold on. Luis is gonna extend it for this conversation.
The show has just been extended 5 minutes.
Luis wants to hear this worked out. A Packers hater. Okay. Klondike, tell me what I'm wrong on.
Well, I think you're wrong. First off, I understand that you're skeptical about Jacobs because of the legal situation. But
And mileage.
he's had that mileage. He has had an early career, right? And so he's had that mileage and still produced. Yes, he gets hurt, but so does a lot of players. So I think that he still has it. He hasn't lost it. But I think that you hate on Jordan Love way too much.
Okay. And we got another extender for. Hold on one second. Let me hit this again. We got another extender from Luis.
5-minute extender.
The show has just been extended.
So we got more time to discuss all these different topics here. Luis, appreciate it. He says something about a message from Daniel. I'll put that up. I might have missed something, so I'll pull it up. I think he wanted a quick court session on something. So, all right, go ahead. So far, I don't feel like you've dunked on me about it, but I get that you don't like my take. I understand. Not everybody likes my takes. Sometimes they're wrong too. So,
but my take is that do you have some kind of like animosity towards the Packers or what?
No.
Because I feel like you have like a blanket hater attitude about the Packers.
No. I love Kraft.
No?
I draft him all the time.
Just innocent? No. Oh,
I love Kraft. I draft him
right.
all the time. I've been promoting Christian Watson on this channel probably more
Kraft
than anybody
and
has.
Watson. Yeah, you like
Okay,
that.
So how am I a Packer hater? How have I just because I don't like a couple of the other players? Like, I don't understand. That's two players. There's two players that I promote on this channel quite a bit. Because I crap on Golden and how this organization was going to crap the bed drafting a wide receiver, and they diarrheaed their pants all over the place and drafted a guy in Matthew Golden that didn't even have a wide receiver 1 grade. And I was right on that Jacobs lost half his job last year to Wilson, and that now he's facing a potential suspension, but I'm supposed to overlook the suspension and the injury history and the mileage and just say it'll be okay. I like Jacobs still, but he could get suspended. You're like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what else to. And Jordan Love. Let me merge this call real quick. Hold on, Hammer. I'll go right to you after this one. And then you look at Jordan Love, and it's like Jordan Love hasn't been any sort of consistent. And on top of that, I would say they're tearing down the offense. They're tearing down the offense, not from a fantasy perspective. Like, it's not like he's a surefire top 10 pick. You're in a 10-man league, you're drafting Jordan Love to be your starter. 12-man league, you're drafting Jordan Love to be your starter. Like, just because I don't like Jordan Love as my starting quarterback doesn't mean I think he's garbage and doesn't belong in the league. But I promote Christian Watson like crazy. I promote Kraft. He's one of my favorite picks in the 8-round territory, one of the breakout tight ends. But that's not enough because I don't have all of them on your list. Like Golden, Jordan Love, and Jacobs. And I have a lot of sound reasoning as to why. You're banking on somebody that is injury prone, has tons of mileage, has been abused since Oakland, not the Las Vegas Raiders, the Oakland Raiders. Mileage is mounted, and he's about to fall off a cliff. But because I'm not willing to ride one more year, and because I'm this offense, they're too stupid to pick up the offense. They got to tear it down and make it simple. That's the terminology. We need to make the offense more simple. I'm supposed to like what they're deploying without even knowing how it's going to look or how it's going to roll. I don't know, bro. I don't feel dunked on.
Wasn't trying to dunk on you by any means, but as a Packers fan, I watch your content consistently, and I feel like that you just go on rant after rant against the Packers. I'm like, man, come on. Show them a little bit more love.
Maybe I'm right. Maybe I'm just right. Maybe you don't like my take, and you think no, that's the truth. It's really funny. Hold on, let me extend it. Luis dropped another extender, but that's the truth. If people will say, Smitty, I love your takes usually, and I always follow you, but I love you, Smitty, but this one you're wrong. Why? Because you disagree with me? Like, what evidence do you have? You bring to me the reasons why I am wrong, because honestly, the argument is all on your side of the table. Like, I don't know. I think everyone in here would probably agree, but maybe like Luis, because he loves the underdog, would agree that the proof is in your situation, your court. You're the one that's got to tell me why I'm wrong. It's not just, Smitty, you should be giving this a pass, even though this whole offense is getting torn down. The phone lines I can't open anymore because then it gets too chaotic. So let me go real quickly to another take. So Hammer just joined. Hammer, what's your take on Green Bay? How am I wrong on Green Bay, or how am I right?
Well, I just think it's really probably one of the worst organizations at developing wide receivers. I don't know if you remember, Jaden Reed. He was, unfortunately, that's a wasted career. Might be one of the more talented receivers I've seen. I mean, they have like consistently 6 receivers on a team that can't produce anything. Literally, you have a quarterback that they have to dumb down an offense for. I don't know what he's done. And Josh Jacobs, who has been a stud, he doesn't catch passes, and they're going to be playing from behind, and they're going to finish last in the division.
He catches passes.
I'm sorry.
There is evidence for that. You can look that up for sure.
But
I don't have to look anything up. I just watch the games.
Yeah, likewise. Anyway.
Well, I mean, am I
wrong?
Yes, when it comes to Jacobs, I think that has more to do with the play calling than it does have to do with the player. Jacobs can catch passes, and he's done that.
Well, I think he's capable of catching passes, but I think he's also at the end of his career that it's you got to at least admit, and it kind of then defeats your entire stance, that there's a strong chance that we're nearing his end. And it's like, do you jump a year early and risk that to make sure you don't jump a year late? And then for you to think it's hater to be in that bucket is just proving that you have a biased take here, and you're biasly upset that I don't like Jacobs.
Okay, well, I think that I'm biasly upset that you don't like the Packers.
But do I not like the Packers? What makes you because I don't think Jordan Love's going to have a great year. They don't produce consistent fantasy football wide receivers. We may see Christian Watson be that guy, but they've ruined Jaden Reed, as Hammer just alluded to. And I've been the biggest Jaden Reed supporter. If you really follow me, you know that I was pro-Packer for a while. And I even was probably higher on Jordan Love than you've ever been when he was coming out and he was on the Move Man list. No, you probably don't remember how much the show promoted Jordan Love because he was a waiver wire player when this channel put him on, and then he got cut, and then I said stick with him, pick him up, he could win a league, and he had a remarkable end of the season, which helped a lot of people win leagues. So I don't think you remember, because I definitely promoted Jordan Love for a long time.
Well, real quick, because I think you're mad at Smitty's. I guess from what I said, where was I wrong? I'm just curious off base.
I think because he did catch passes.
I think that
is what he's saying.
Yes, that's exactly it. You said that he doesn't catch passes. He does, and there is evidence of him catching beautiful passes from Love, but he doesn't get enough opportunities to do so.
Right, but that's what Hammer's essentially saying is he's saying that he won't catch, like, his duties will not, especially if he's splitting work going forward, his duties will not include him catching passes regardless of whether he's physically capable of it. Like, it's, I don't know why you would be trying to define something that's not, pointing to fantasy football production. So I think that the caveat or the concern is that he had half his work taken from him. The touchdowns were there last year, but he ran for 900 yards. The fact that he had half his work taken from him and handed to Wilson, the fact that Lloyd has been getting tons of hype, and there's a lot of talk about how he's going to be used more and more and more, and the fact that Jacobs still has an open investigation that they've refused, the DA's refused to close, means that there's still something that they're waiting to look into, and it might go away. But there's too much risk for you to be saying that we're the ones that got to prove to you, when it's really you should be saying, I get it, I'm willing to risk it, I think that the case will be a nothing burger. What happens tomorrow if he's out for 6 games because it's domestic, bro? Domestic's taken very seriously. What happens if he's out 6 games? Are you going to come back in here and go, well, I guess you got lucky, or are you going to say your assessment was actually very predictive?
And I'm sorry, what was the question there at the end? Like,
I just meant, like, are you coming back in here and saying that we got lucky if he ends up getting suspended? Because the case is still open. It's domestic. The league takes domestic very seriously. They still have yet to close the case. Why? Why is the case still open? They just updated us and said they're not closing the case yet. They're waiting for certain evidence that they believe exists, and if they get it, he's cooked. And so what I'm saying is,
they get it.
But why can't the rest of the world say no thanks when he's already got the mileage? Huh?
I was agreeing with you. You very much can.
Yeah. So, but you're coming in mad that I'm not, hot on the Jacobs.
So often that you've just been like, nope, this offense is trash and da da da, and I'm just like, bro. Like,
but you haven't made a point.
Yeah, you're mad at it, but you
haven't
argued it against it. Like, you can't use Jacobs. We just annihilated that. Like, Jacobs has a real threat of disappointing you if you believe in him. He's also got, like, this is about ADP, bro. All of fantasy football revolves around ADP. Jacobs is going 4.6, one of the worst picks in fantasy. Yeah. Okay, so if Jacobs were going at 6.6, guess what you'd hear me say? Yeah, no, there's some good advantage there if you, whatever. And actually, probably still wouldn't draft him because I'd take Drake May over him every time. But let's just say he was in a territory where, let's call it 6.11 or 7.1. Let's just get drastically obvious that if he was at 7.2, where Quentin Johnston's going, guess who'd be talking about taking Jacobs in every draft? Me, because everything's about ADP. So while you think I've got some vendetta against Jacobs, it's about ADP for me. And 4.6 is awful ADP. Matthew Golden. Okay. I don't even know why anyone's even interested in Golden. The guy hasn't proven anything. He was one of the worst first round grade wide receivers we've ever seen drafted. There's a picture of him I could show you of him going out of bounds that I'll never forget, when he had a wide open field downfield somewhere. Let me see if I can find that picture. The picture makes me laugh every time. Matthew Golden, wide open. This just makes me laugh so hard every time I see this. This is how much I don't believe in this guy. Let me see.
You talking about practice?
No, I'm talking about that.
Practice.
No, I'm not talking about practice.
No, a game, very live game.
I'm talking about the historical photo of him going out of bounds when he's wide open to go downfield. Let me see if I can find.
Yeah, I know exactly which one.
I got it here somewhere. It's one of the craziest things in the world. And the Matthew Golden truthers, let's see, Matthew Golden goes out of bounds. Let me see if I can find it.
I think that the Green Bay Packers
hold on, bro. Hold on. This makes me laugh so hard whenever I look at this. Like, if I'm in a bad mood, I just pull this up. and it just makes me feel so good. I don't know why, but he has Matthew Golden has the ball right here, and he takes a beeline for the sideline, and everybody on the internet was trying to say, "Look, it's the momentum that carried him out of bounds." This guy's literally, I would say, 10 feet. Like if he's 6 foot, let's say 5. What is he? 5'11", 6 foot. If he laid down right there where his last foot is planted, he would be literally like 3 yards away, maybe a yard and a half, maybe 5 feet, 3 feet away from the sideline still. Not to mention these are professionals, so you should be able to pull a pass in right there and go straight. This guy ran out of bounds, and you can say it's one play, you're gonna judge him, but like, you haven't given me anything. I'm at least giving you a lot of reasons why I sit here and I look at it and I say, this is, like Trey, you are the epitome of everything opposite of me. I am the least amount of shock that you put Golden's the GOAT. Worst usage of GOAT I've ever seen in my life. But all these negatives, bro, there's a reason for them. I'm not saying that Packers, and plus, bro, I've already said I'm envious and jealous. I say this all the time of Packer fans because of the way those tickets are passed down from year to year, how there's homes right on like the property practically. I talk positively about things all the time too. You just are fixated on the negatives. The negatives are around. I don't think loves him. I don't think Golden's good. I think they ruined Jaden Reed. This offense and coaching staff is continuously not fed a single wide receiver consistently, so there's no fantasy production. This show is about fantasy production. Your running back could get suspended 6 games or more, and his case is still open. They have not closed his case, and you're like, but he might not. Why would I draft him? Why would I draft Josh Jacobs in the 4th round if he still has the potential, very strong potential, of getting suspended for 6 games or more? Why would I want him? Why would I want Jordan Love when I can get 12, 14, 15 other quarterbacks that could outscore him? Maybe he could outscore them. Maybe not. Maybe it's between 10 points and he's 10 points away from number 11. But there's still 12 guaranteed quarterbacks I want over him. I don't want him at all as my starting quarterback in a 1 QB league. I just don't know where I don't know where I'm wrong.
With I think that it will help that Wicks and Dobbs went to other teams.
Yeah, losing receivers is really going to help.
Well, I think it consolidates what you're trying to say is that the wide receiver room was convoluted in the first place, which it was.
I don't think now I don't think it's going to help.
Okay.
I think you take away weapons, it's even more concerning to me. But, maybe Golden has a decent year. Maybe he does.
That's what Jaden Reed wanted. Jaden Reed wanted to be that number 1 wide receiver.
Yeah, I just don't know if it's too late.
And I said there was an organizational issue which prevented it, and it was. So,
And so now that it's dwindled down, now it's like, okay.
So now we're supposed to jump. So we're supposed to put blindfolds on, jump on the train that we don't need to jump on because the other trains are moving still faster, and we're supposed to be on the train.
But if you like to take risks, that's part
I'd rather take a risk on a different player. Like that's the whole point. Is like you're not happy because you don't agree with it. That's all it is. Like you're thinking I'm being extra negative. Chat, raise your hand in the chat, and you could say the chat's going to agree with me. The chat doesn't agree with me on everything. There's a lot of times they don't. Raise your hand in the chat if I'm being fair. Just because I could be wrong, but am I being fair?
In this conversation, you're being very fair.
But this is kind of everything I say.
And Smitty rants are some of my most favorite things in the world. I love Smitty rants.
Okay.
And sometimes you go on a Smitty rant and you're just like so negative, and that's the only thing I'm trying to touch on.
But am I saying a single different thing that I've said this entire time? This is my entire spiel on it. So I don't understand why we're even here talking about how I'm unfair against the Green Bay Packers when you're admitting I'm being fair, at least with my thought process. But this is exactly what I say every time. Like, I don't even think there's a thing I've missed. This is what I say. This is what I feel. This is everything I feel about the Green Bay Packers. Not to mention, I always kind of say something like, I wish as an Arizona Cardinal fan, transplant city. There's nobody here that's practically born in Arizona, and all these Cardinal fans are fickle fans, just completely fickle fans. There are some good fans, but it's very, very. I'm envious of the rooted Green Bay Packer history. Like, I talk about that all the time, but that just gets completely forgotten because you don't like the way I don't like Jordan Love, or I don't like the way that you guys operate, and the whole team being, or the offense being torn down to the studs because they can't pick it up is another indicator that they're going into a unknown year with an unknown system that has no track record whatsoever, and you want me to jump on the train. I'm not. Like, nothing's going to change that. And I'm positive about Kraft because this team's going to be so bad at times. They're going to be thrown from behind, and Kraft and Christian Watson can eat. And that's going to eliminate the run. Now, could I be wrong? Yeah, I said Shuck wouldn't be a good quarterback. I mean, you want an example. I could be wrong, and I'll change my tune immediately. You know, I was not super high on Carson Beck, and not tonight. We're just like pretty impressed with him. So I adjust and adapt, bro. But there's no reason for me to adjust anything yet. I've seen nothing, and probably won't, to be honest with you, from Jacobs that will make me feel like he will. Even if Jacobs, let's say, scores and has 80 yards in week 1, I'll have a ton of people going, good, yeah, and I'm not wavering, because at the end of the day, his mileage is so insane, he's going to break. That's my prediction. I don't care if he has 4 straight decent weeks. I don't care if he has 4 touchdowns in 4 weeks.
Jacobs is going to break. Is that what you're saying? That's your hot take.
It's not a hot take.
Jacobs in his career, that man don't break. He is one of the more solid people.
He'll last forever. Okay. Hold on. Let me fix my rankings.
No.
Well, I mean, what would make you think that's crazy statement? The mileage is through the roof, bro. Come on, man. Emmitt Smith's never going to break. Adrian Peterson's never going to break. Let me guess. Derrick Henry's never going to fall off. Never. Jacobs.
I mean, out of anybody, Derrick Henry might not.
Okay. Anything?
I'm playing.
Anything else, Klondike? Anything else I can positively talk to you about real quickly? And hold on, Klondike, don't go anywhere. Let me read these real quick. Get these off the board. Burrow guy drafted AJB, Waddle, Price, Tootin. Burrow guy drafted AJB, Waddle, Price, Tootin. I don't like Waddle, so I won't triple stamp the double stamp there. I love Price, love AJB, love Burrow, love Tootin. Don't love Waddle. And Waddle's injured right now, limping severely while he's walking. And it's got to be alarming to people. 3 Browns to end the draft, 4 overall. Definitely unique team, says Daniel. Daniel, appreciate you. And Luis, you said I missed one of Daniel's super chats. I'm looking for, is that the one I missed? Just that one? I think that's the one I missed.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's what they were saying, to be honest. I was just drafting. I didn't know.
Okay. And then Court Hendy versus Thomas versus over BTJ, you mean?
Well, I just said that because it was T. Law versus Josh Allen. But like my first reaction was to say
BTJ versus Hendy. Okay.
I love Hendy.
Let me look into what we can do. We just did a Hendy court case, so let me look into what we're going to do. But BTJ would be a good court case coming up. Hendy.
What about T. Law versus Josh Allen? I feel like that's actually a good debate.
No, it's not a good debate.
I know that Josh Allen is going to. Well,
no.
Josh Allen.
Jeez. That's a horrible one.
I mean, I'm here. I'm the man of the people. That's what I like to do. Because, I'm the underdog, so I got to live up to it. T. Law can actually do something.
No. Luis, I'm sorry.
You're the
sorry.
I know.
You want to put T. Law against like a QB4, not even 4, like 5, maybe QB5. I could get behind that, but I can't even have that debate. Like, that would make my channel look like a joke. someone would say T-Law versus Josh Allen. I'm not going to watch that video. What kind of moron is this guy? I'd be called a moron left and right. No one will watch my channel. I can't put that up on a graphic. Come on, Luis. Josh Allen's the number one quarterback in the league, bro.
No, he's not. He's not.
What do you
not
mean?
Anymore. He used to be.
Oh.
With Drake May and JD5 and Joe Burrow.
All right. Now you're starting to sound like Klondike with the Green Bay Packer take, Luis. Come on.
Okay, well, I'm going to ask you one question. So, can you tell me the quarterback that finished with last year, 2026, with 41, 59, 32 passing touchdowns,
Luis, T-Law was great.
He rushed for two.
Luis,
you're right.
T-Law was great.
247 rushing yards and four. So technically, it was 36 touchdowns and total production. It was almost 4,500 yards. It was rushing 247 and 4,100.
Luis, we don't need the T-Law. We don't need the T-Law sets. Everyone knows how good T-Law was.
You're right. No, it wasn't T-Law though. It was Jordan Love. So,
Well, I'm not even listening to what numbers you're throwing out. I'm just like, we don't.
He finished QB6. So Jordan Love finished QB6 last year, and I understand that he has a running back that's probably going to go bye-bye for a while. But what if he does? What if Golden does do?
Jordan Love finished QB6. What are you talking about?
Yeah, he finished QB6.
No, he didn't.
In a lot of statistics, he was top 5.
No. Stop, guys. Right. You guys are running your mouth, and you don't even know what you're saying.
Bro, it's literally statistics. He literally finished. He almost did 45 yards of total production, 36 touchdowns. I'm just saying, man. Like
Luis. Jordan Love did not finish in the top 10. Stop it.
And well, it depends on your format, but
no, he didn't.
Production does not lie.
No,
Luis,
look it up right now. Look it up right now. I don't know what you're looking at then, Luis. He's like number 15. What are you talking about?
No, he averages 13 overall.
You're really going to make me look this up right now. Okay, hold on, Luis.
Yes, please.
Josh Allen. Season statistics 2025. Josh Allen, Drake May, Matthew Stafford, Trevor Lawrence, Dak Prescott, Caleb Williams, Bo Nix, Jared Goff, Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Baker Mayfield, Jackson Dart, Sam Darnold, Jordan Love, Jacoby Brissett. This is almost a hang-up moment. You've never been hung up before, but for you to sit here and cite top 6 numbers about Jordan Love and be so adamant when he wasn't even in the top 15, it was number 15 or 16, is madness. I don't even know what you're looking at. What are you reading off?
I've been hung up. And so you're thinking fantasy football stats, but when it comes to actual
what are you talking about? This why would we talk about something else than the fantasy football production? Like I don't understand what world are we? You like, and not to mention but you also can't just say he was number 6 or whatever without even giving any 6 in what? Like, what is going to actually define number 6 anyway? If you were to try and take this out of fantasy football, what would even define number 6? What are you even measuring it on? Not to mention, Luis is actually arguing fantasy-wise that he finished number 6, and he's looking at it, but he's not looking at it. You can't be looking at it because it doesn't exist. So I don't know what on earth you pulled up to look at, Luis, but there's no scoring format on the planet Earth that would have the number 15 quarterback go to 6.
Oh, I'm going to send you some stuff. I got to look at it real quick.
Send me what?
I'm going to send it to you. It'll be okay.
Well, we got to do a hard cut. I got to do the hard cut off because I already said that I got to do it. So I'm going to hit this up here, and then you can say it. You can speak it as the 50 seconds.
It's okay, man. Like, I asked for it last time. You're actually doing it this time, so it's going to be okay.
Wait, what do you mean?
Yeah, like last time I was like, finish me. And then
no.
Like, oh, okay, cool.
No, I'm not going to hang up on you, Luis. Almost did. Not because
okay. Like,
not because I don't
mind it.
love you, pal. Just that was a
Don't you always say I have thick skin?
that was a
I
that
can
was a
say
ha-
stuff.
that was a hang up moment though. Like like I know you're searching for it. What were you even looking at?
I looked at my statistics. I was looking at stuff in the online. 'Cause I remember when New Age
was wrong.
mentioned something about him. It was like 2 months ago, and then I'm like, no way. But then I was actually looking at something right now, and it told me that. And I know we're only going based on what we see.
Anyway,
and what
we started going in that direction because you said T-Law over Josh Allen. That's where we started to get a little bit off track. Josh Allen.
This year, okay. So this year, it's a possibility. I love Josh Allen. He's probably the best quarterback in the league.
You just said he wasn't. You said not anymore,
but
though.
he's also about to turn. He's really. I can see JD5. I can see all these running quarterbacks.
This is changing, though, Luis. You said he's not the top quarterback anymore. Now, all of a sudden, he is, or he could be.
Said earlier in the show that JD5 could be the top quarterback.
No, but that's not the take you just brought to the table. Let me show you something real quickly.
I can also. I know.
20. No, let me show you actual numbers, Luis. These numbers, these numbers make sense. 2025, number 1 QB. 2024, number 2 QB. 2023, number 1 QB. 2022, number 2 QB. And so this is just me trying to help you, because sometimes you get so amped about something that you throw the logic out the window on the actual like statistics and what's going on with it. This man has shown zero sign of decline. And you're saying not anymore. He's not anymore. This man, this quarterback has been the epitome, the definition of the number 1 overall scorer in all of fantasy football for how many years now? This man was number in 2020. These are even different stats, just different formats because I was one league. So here's even more stats: 4, 1, 2, 1, 1, 6. And then if you look at his, let's see here. This is old. This is really old. Top 6 QB in 2023, 10 times. Top 10 QB in 20. This was created in 2023. I had his touchdown numbers over the years somewhere, but it's not on the screen anymore. But his numbers and touchdowns, I can pull it up right here and just read it. I thought I could show it. His rushing touchdowns year over year, bro. Insanity. 14, 12, 15. I mean, 3 straight years of 15, 12, and 14. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? T-Law has no chance of being the number 1 overall ranked quarterback. Do I think T-Law is crafty? Hell yes, he is. Hell yes, he is. I'm going to put this up. Go ahead, Luis. Scream out what you want for 40 seconds, and then I'll real quickly give everybody else a chance to say something around the phone line, so hang on if you want. Luis, the floor is yours for 52 seconds.
Oh. All I said was that I don't see Josh Allen's dominance being like. So Trevor Lawrence has the potential because he was the cut. I mean, you have the dog milk or whatever you call it. You have that. So all I said that we can put them head to head, and I know that you're saying that Josh Allen is just gonna.
I can't.
Fantasy football, but he, in my eyes, personally, I think Burrow can outscore him. I believe that Drake May can outscore him. I know JD5 can outscore him. And I know that seems like a bold take, and that's what I do, but the numbers don't really lie. So if T-Law...
The numbers... Luis, the numbers don't what? The numbers don't what? What do you mean? What do you mean?
Just does, no. Like, okay, cool. So Josh Allen just gets the number 1 player in fantasy football, or just quarterback position, every single year by a lot. I mean, so he cannot regress, just like Mahomes regressed for a while. And I know that was not Mahomes' fault, but it's possible. I was just throwing out the opinion that there was in an unknown universe, and then something happens. It's not like he has all the elite.
This sounds like okay, but Luis, that's not what you were saying earlier. You said Josh Allen's no longer on top. It's JD5. It's you started listing off.
JD5. It's Drake May and it's Joe Burrow. That's what I said. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So if call me crazy if Josh Allen finished number 4. So if he finishes number 4, you're still going to say, well, he still performed under like elite quarterback production. That's literally all I said. I said I have 3 quarterbacks at the moment higher than him.
Okay, Luis.
So
Luis,
if
will I?
Were to come in and if T-Law does something, go ahead. Sorry.
Will I do? What you're asking is, will I do a Trevor Lawrence versus Josh Allen video? Here's my answer.
That's finishing.
No, I didn't hang up on you. I'm just take a lap. A big lap.
You've just been.
But I still appreciate you.
Throwing in opinion.
Luis, you still are a man of the people. You are the extending master. No pause needed, no pause intended.
And I do have thick skin, so
you do?
Hang up on me, or you make me feel a certain way. I promise you, man. Yeah, I might come out here and rant sometimes.
You'll still forgive me if I hung up on you? That's nice to know. All right. Anything else, Luis? I do appreciate the phone call. I do appreciate the extenders, and I do appreciate the ranting geared conversation. We'll see you tomorrow, pal.
Yeah, man.
It's good stuff.
What's tomorrow? Friday?
It's good.
I gotta go to a game. I got a sweet game. I don't know. What time? Yeah, I'll probably be here. Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Luis.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
All right, deuces, man.
Later. 541, you are live. Final thought.
I guess I just have a blatant question. Is even though I did lose my spot in the Mars Man League, am I still a Mars Man?
Well, you are a Mars Man in theory, and technically speaking, Mars Men have the ability to call, like, let's say during the season, the phone lines are closed. When you became a Mars Man, you got the membership to the fantasyfootballshow.com. If you need access to that, email me or something. You also, did you already email me, by the way?
No, but I will.
Okay. You got access to the fantasyfootballshow.com for life, obviously. So if you forget how to get onto that thing's been revamped like crazy, bro. And you also have the ability when the phone lines are off. I can't do long calls. Like I can't do marker board sessions when I got the phones off. But if the phones are off and a Mars Man calls, I add them in. So you got like phone break-in privileges. But you aren't in the Mars Man anymore because you were gone, bro. We had to replace you. I can't remove that.
Yeah, I know, bro.
I mean, you were nowhere to be found.
That, though.
Yeah, but I'll put you in the Patreon league. I'll explain that to you in the email.
Okay.
All right. Appreciate you, bro. Later. Can't just rip someone out of the league. Rock out. Final thought. I can't believe Rock Out's still on the phone.
Oh, sir, is there any word on the Mars Man League?
We'll draft like probably if I had to throw like a random date range, like August 20th through the 25th or something like that. It'll be probably a weekend, Sunday, Saturday, something like that.
So like the last week of August.
Well, yeah, somewhere around there. I'll figure it out and I'll send out a message to you if everybody's good with a certain time. All right. Appreciate you.
All right.
Later, bro.
Cool.
All right, guys, we're live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, another 3-hour show. And, you know, Luis, if you're still watching right now, Luis, you can call back in real quick if you're there. Real quickly. Oh, my God. For Daniel, no extenders needed. No, I mean, Luis, the rules are the rules, bro. I mean, look, the show's going to end and Luis is extending and no one has to stay. If you got to go to bed. But the rules are the rules. I mean, it's a 25-minute extender. Luis just dropped a 25-minute extender right now on the way out the door. He says no extender needed, but if I'm going to cut people off on the timer, I got to also abide by the timer. So it is what it is. Luis, you don't have to stay if you got to go too. Nobody has to stay. I don't want anybody, feeling like they got to stay. But, I mean, this is a 20... or at this point, 24-30 extender. Wow.
5-minute extender.
The show has just been extended 5 minutes due to a $20 super chat.
Welcome home, Columbia. Beautiful, beautiful.
Times 5. Show has been extended. I don't know where the timer went. Why is the timer acting funny? There it is. Here we are. Here we are. Luis, we're here. Luis, you don't have to stay. Or Hammer if you want to call in instead. Or whatever. Whatever. Phone lines are open. I guess I could do another draft. I mean, technically. I'll still leave at the 24 minutes if we're like in round 10 or something or whatever. I don't know where it will be, but should we get into another draft? What drafts are available? Eliminator, weeklies, corgi. I'll jump into a puppy 3 right now. Let me pull this up. Puppy 3 it is. Give me a good pick, please. Luis. No more golden talk. Yeah, no thank you. Super soda lover. I'll talk about golden. No more golden talk. Oh, we got the 4 pick. That's unusual. This could be a unique team here. Let me pull up the draft here. Luis, you're free to call back in. Hammer, you're free to call back in. Anybody else who wants to call back in? We got 181 of you still in the building. We only have 107 thumbs up. If you guys could hit that thumb up button, I would appreciate it. 22 minutes left on the clock. Luis is just absolute savage. After getting blasted on the phone line, for I think deservedly so, Luis swings in and drops a $100 super chat and extends the show another 25 minutes. So I have to do another draft because I'm going to be bored out of my mind if Gibbs, Bijan, this will probably be Jamar Chase, and then I probably let's go with Puka Nacua in this particular draft. Let's talk Shador versus Watson. No, thank you. Here, I'll do that real quickly. Shador is way better. Like, way better. I don't know if they want him to earn the job the slow way so that he doesn't look over his shoulder. It could be the healthier way.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
JSN, man, 1.7. Why are people disrespecting JSN? This is just nonsense, man. Absolute straight nonsense. Craziness, man. Craziness, I tell you. Just massive disrespect. Massive disrespect. Yeah, sorry, Soda. The topics you keep throwing out are like just not that appealing. Let's talk Golden. Let's talk Shador and Watson. Let's talk about butterflies and stamps. Let's talk about dried petals versus non-dried rose petals. London, Barkley, Taylor, Hampton, Jefferson and Cook, Genty and Chase Brown, McCaffrey and Walker, JSN and AJ Brown, St. Brown and who? Give me A-Chan, please. Please. I don't ask for much. Oh, thank you. I would have loved Bowers there too, by the way. I wouldn't have been that upset. Puka, A-Chan. Have I ever had that? I don't know if I've ever had that. I don't know if I've ever had that before. Oof. You got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. Now, this is like a crazy wide receiver run that goes right here. Crazy. It's like for the running back, it got broken up a little. Neighbors, man. If I could have had Neighbors here, that would have been amazing. The running back thing got broken up a little bit right here, but this has been a wall of RBs, and then this is now a mini wall of wide receivers. But Love snuck in here, but it usually is just boom, 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 boom. Olave, wow. Okay, so I get Rice or McBride. I'm happy either way. Do I go Rice or McBride, people? Good Lord. Hammer, Rice or McBride? I think you probably say Rice. Jeez. Let me cue Rice just in case I time out. I'm going to go Rice here because I'm going to try and grab Fannin and feel really good about that. This is insane. I could have 2 top 5 wide receivers. Daniel the Commander with the new name. I like it, bro. Daniel the Commander. Luis, drop a dog emoji for Rex, please. This is an insane squad. Woo, doggy. Pizza party time. I could have the number 1 wide receiver, a top 4 running back, a number 5, 6-ish wide receiver in Rice. Would love to have had Neighbors, I'm not going to lie. This might be my... Man, for a minute I thought this was Best Ball Mania. It's Puppy 3, which is still cool. I mean, the prize is $100K. But man, I thought maybe this was a Best Ball Mania for a second. That would have been great. Luis, you're live. This team is fire, Luis. Just fire. Like, you extending the show tonight might have made me draft this winning team. So
you get Josh Allen or what?
No, he went.
Dude, I left. I left for like 10 minutes.
I wish I got Josh Allen from this draft slot in the fourth round, but I didn't. Jacobs, there's your Jacobs, Klondike.
That would have been a game winner, Best. No, but hey, how about this little take? Not for myself, it's from somebody else in the chat. So I would have to go. I don't know. I don't even know if I can trust myself to go and look at ADPs right now because apparently I can't actually look at stats. But
yeah,
how late you get T. Law and how late you get Josh Allen, you're gonna have to go and get Josh Allen. If it's just a regular.
Hold on one second. Loveland, ETN, Mike Evans, Tootin. Damn it, Adams. I still love Mike Evans here. I know everyone's worried about the quad. I'm gonna go with my gut here and build what I believe to be off of the back of this, the breakouts that I think are going to prove and shock the world, instead of going Evans here, who I love, I'm going to take Bashal Tutin. And his ADP is going to easily climb into the bottom of 4 very soon. I wouldn't have been able to get him here. I think Adams will fall an equivalent to Mike Evans or anyone right there. I'm going to go Tutin. I think his ADP will soar and climb and be right here very soon. I almost went ETN, but I just believe in Tutin. I want to take the player I know he's going to be. Love Luis. What would it take to redraft Graveyard?
I didn't put that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I'm trying to learn how to read stats.
I mean, the extenders give the time, so I guess. I mean, Daniel surprised me, I suppose, but you'll just add that amount of time on, and if we have that amount of time, I'll do another draft. This guy might be watching because he's taken a lot of... Okay, so Adams, damn it. Fuck you.
Okay, so Smitty, I guess my whole take, it came down from, do you think that it would be crazy if Herbert, JD5, Joe Burrow, Drake May, or Lamar outscored Josh Allen?
Luis, we're really going to get into this again. Josh Allen is the number 1 quarterback in fantasy football and has been. And there's no one that's even been close to him. Because if he hasn't finished 1, he's finished 2. There's no one that's been doing that. Nobody. And he was number 1, number 2 basically scoring last year. There's no drop off in effect. There's nothing. It's just nonsensical conversation. You want to argue like,
No.
I think T-Law could beat Burrow or T-Law could beat, then like that's more of a debate. That's more of a debate.
That's not where the debate is coming from. The debate is coming from Lamar has outscored Josh. Drake May, I would have to go and look at the numbers, but I think he's pretty close. You can still draft a quarterback like T-Law. T-Law has the talent. He did outscore Josh Allen the last 8 weeks of the season last year.
Okay.
It's not about saying who's better or who's not. It's just saying fantasy football wise, T-Law can go and actually, if you draft T-Law that late based on ADP, say it's kind of like you were saying, Devontae Smith is being overdrafted. But if you go and get a player in the 6th round like BT did, and then he has the potential.
Cost of entry T-Law is fantastic. Cost of entry T-Law is fantastic. We're not anti T-Law though. We're not anti T-Law at all. We love T-Law.
No, I know you're not. No, I know you're not. It was just the whole argument was the person put it out there. I read Handy, but then it was T-Law versus Josh Allen. Me personally, I didn't think about it, but it just came down and then I said, hey, cool, like it's an idea. And obviously, like once there's a good idea, like in my eyes, I'm gonna go and say, hey, screw it. This is the underdog. I know that's what I do, but it wasn't a bad idea.
I got you. Let's move on though, because Josh Allen, it's like arguing Gibbs versus Breece Hall.
Yeah, you're 100% right.
Yeah.
I'm not debating that. I was just that was my whole thing. It was just it can be a possibility.
Daniel, but no. Daniel the Commander says, I mean, if he got hurt, maybe. Daniel the Commander says no, a full year redraft Graveyard League. Hurst. Daniel, I don't know. Make a suggestion to me. I don't know. I don't really have time for leagues, but maybe you could force me. Like, what do you have in mind? All right. Puka, Nakua, Achan, Rice, Tootin, and Bucky. I'm drafting with snipers, unfortunately, in one of the best starts you could possibly humanly have. And I have to deal with the board getting completely ravaged. Burrow or JD5 here. Ooh. I'm going to go Burrow. I love both of them. They're both fantastic. And if JD5 flips back around, I might even take JD5 and bully QB from this spot. But the wide receivers that are available, I don't really want to say because of the person's drafting right here that are snagging these guys, so I'm going to wait because I should have had at least one of these guys. They all got taken. Evans, Etienne Evans, Loveland, Henderson, Adams, all almost in a row was nonsense. Not that Bucky's bad. I love Bucky. I mean, Bucky, Tootin, Achane, Nakua, Rice, and Burrow's freaking nasty. Just nasty. Straight savage. Ramondre wasn't going there anyway. Wasn't going there. A redraft league. I don't know that I'd do a dynasty because that's just, you're talking about a lifetime commit. DK, come on, bro. Who's drafting in that spot? Who are you, bro? Damn, Mikey. Draft your own team, Mikey. Let's go with I need a wide receiver here. Love Josh Downs. Go Josh Downs. I didn't want to go Josh Downs this early, but I'll go Josh Downs. He's a pretty good third receiver. I think he's going to have a good year. Daniel, what did you have in mind? On a redraft league, I don't know. You said, what would it take? I don't know. Don't really have the time for it, but I would put it on the live stream, obviously, if we did do it, but I don't know. Throw out your suggestion or your idea. Couple players that I have in mind that could fall here. I'm going to queue up just in case I time out, but this team is looking pretty fly. Nakua, Achane, Rice, Bashal, Bucky, Burrow, Joshua. Love that squad. I know you see my chat, says Luis. Ask him. I know you see my chat. Go Diggs, Debo, Stribbling.
Okay, I don't know. Like, I'm all for like bringing people's opinions into the thing, but I'm not a puppet, y'all. Like that's kind of wild.
What did somebody say something?
No, it's just like I'm all for like, hey, you got an opinion, but like, I don't know. Sometimes the chat gets a little wild, and they think they control it, and that's okay. But I don't know.
Well, Luis, you are saying you're sick. You're coming in with some hot takes. You're going to get a little heat.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
You're going to get a little heat. Hold on one second, Luis.
People that I think it's kind of funny how people they go from, oh, this guy, is this the guy that blah blah blah, or is this the guy that said this and this, or is this the guy that does this? But then I say one thing, or I do one thing, like money driven, I guess sometimes. But like sending the show, and they're like, oh, they'll flip on you. But hey, man.
Well, I mean, again, you are setting yourself up for a little bit of criticism when you say things like Josh Allen is not the number one quarterback anymore, you said it very sternly, like he's not the number one anymore. You listed up 2-3 quarterbacks and like dismissing Josh Allen when he's been the number one quarterback has not dropped off. Daniel is on the phone line. Daniel, I accept your challenge.
Oh, you seen it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
All right.
Next time I see you drop that kind of wop, bro, I'll create a league for you, bro. All right. Hold on, boys. I'm on the clock here. Hold on. Jeez.
Sorry, it was you, Daniel. Sorry, bro. I don't look at the chat. Honestly, like I've said this a couple times on the
that was Daniel.
If I'm talking, I don't look at it.
Daniel.
I don't look at it like, yeah, that's on me, bro. That's on me. I'm on that one. But normally if I'm on the phone, I normally never really look at the chat because I do it through my phone. I don't have a computer. I don't have an iPad computer, my TV playing on the background.
I got you, bro. Don't worry about it. All right, we got Mahomes cuffed to Rice. We've got Burrow. We've got Downs. We have Nakua, Achane, Tootin, Bucky doing it live, looking fantastic. This team is a marvel. It's beautiful. Part of me wants to go with a little Matthew Stafford here to cuff to my Puka and have that triple, cross stream going, but I have to take my boy Harold Fannin to kind of solidify what I got going on here. Fannin, Burrow, Mahomes, Josh Downs, Rice, and Nakua, Achane, Tootin, and Bucky. Marvelous team. Can't be on the phone really, says Daniel. No problem, Daniel. You've been on. Go to sleep, bro. But Daniel, yeah, we'll start we'll start an inaugural redraft Daniel League or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Daniel to the moon. Luis to the moon. Hammer to the moon. BBQ to the moon. Ron Navy old school to the moon. Michael from San Diego to the moon. The list goes on and on and on and on. Simi Valley, the moderators, all of you. Appreciate every one of you. Another long live stream. We're at 3 hours and 30 minutes. I mean, geez, man. No one does this like we do, though. I'll tell you that. A couple of you sniping in here. Man, this team right here has been taking a lot of my stuff. BTJ, Kraft, Brooks, back to back to back. Brooks was who I was targeting here. I would have loved to have grabbed him there. But I love this team. Love this team a lot. This team looks good. Puka, what do you think of this team? Luis. Puka, Achane, Rice, Tootin, Bucky, Burrow, Downs, Mahomes, Fannin.
Damn, that's a freaking team right there.
What are you doing?
Wow, that's probably your best team. That's probably the best team you drafted, to be honest with you.
It's a good team.
Some players I like. Yeah, it's a really good team.
Daniel, since it's your league, you just tell me the date, like the graveyard shift in time, like the graveyard shift. I can't. I would say after, it'd probably be like maybe 12:30 p.m. Eastern. It would start, but you just tell me the graveyard shift that you want to do it. It's your league, bro. Everybody else would just have to make it. Yeah.
Since we're on the graveyard shift, and this is late, and people don't. I guess some people actually watch towards the end, and then that's when they start watching. But since we're doing it kind of like dynasty style, somebody asked me to call them this. I'm not gonna call them that, but I'm gonna say somebody is. I hate to say this. He is the Viper, and it's just the Viper, Randy Orton. So he asked me to ask him, so I'm gonna say it. It is what it is. I know it's late, so we can usually get away with stuff like this.
The what? I don't say anything you shouldn't be saying.
WWE driven. It's a nickname to a WWE wrestler. He was like, call me this, and we're good. So we're good now. So
I don't know what you're talking about.
How to say it? I know you don't. I know.
I don't know what you're talking about, bro. I don't care if it's late or not. Don't say things you shouldn't be saying. If you're talking about just WWE, you can say that. I'm just
it's not a bad thing. No,
oh, okay.
This is what they call it. It's like Stone Cold Steve Austin. Like.
Oh, I don't care. I don't care if you call someone.
Yeah. Just,
WWE.
Yeah,
all right, hold on a second.
Please,
I don't know what you're talking about here, but hold on. Keith Mitchell, Malik Willis, Debo would be good. Debo would be good. I got Coker. Oh, where's Keith Mitchell? Did I miss Keith Mitchell? Or I'm not Keith Mitchell. Kenny Gainwell. I missed Kenny Gainwell already. Damn it. Where'd Kenny Gainwell go? I wasn't paying attention. I'm sure one of these snipers took him earlier anyway.
That's why. Oh no, that's what I was hoping you were gonna get. That's why I didn't say anything. I'm like, as long as you get Gainwell, you're good.
Yeah, you know what though? With this team, I'm not that worried about it. Because if Bucky were my two, if he's my 2 or my cheap 1,
yeah,
but Daniel, just email me through the fantasyfootballshow.com. Go to there, email me when you want the draft to be, and then let me know. Rather than just bring it on me, because we got to get people in it.
Oh, Daniel's trying to do a draft?
Yeah, he's trying to convince me to do one.
Like a
redraft.
Like the Wild West.
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, like an
I
actual.
think this is easier than cuffing.
I mean, yeah.
All right, Luis, your time has expired. I'll still continue to draft this, obviously, but would you like any closing words, young man?
Me personally, no. I'm just chilling, man. I'm just chilling here.
I appreciate you.
Appreciate you, man.
I may yell at you from time to time because you bring it on yourself and you invite it and you enjoy it. I think, but I'm never trying to be rude to you.
I love it.
But it takes sometimes or.
Me? Yeah. No. Belichick used to yell at Brady all the time.
Yeah, it's true.
That always stuck to me. So it's kind of like if I enjoy coming here and I enjoy, I always say it. People don't have to agree with what I say. That's okay. People don't have to like it. It is what it is. But if you're like losing your mind on me, that's okay. Because if I don't agree with your takes, you're not always going to be right. I mean, you know way more than, 90% of everything. I know 10% of something.
But together we know 100.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's kind of what I was trying to get at. So if you go at me sometimes, that's not for me to get mad at it. It's just for me to learn.
All right.
And if I don't agree with you, it is what it is.
All right.
That's not going to hurt my feelings.
Anything else, my boy?
I don't know. I'm waiting on Daniel to see if he wants to keep it going. That's on him. To be honest with you. I know it sucks, man.
Well, let me get. I got a draft here. Hold on 1 second. My team. What do I have? I have Joe Burrow. Here's my team right here. I have Joe Burrow. Oh, I'm on the clock. I'm going to time out. What am I doing? Travis Hunter. Oh, dang it. I should take Stribling. I was going to time out. I didn't want to lose out. Maybe he'll still fall. He's not with this guy listening to me sitting right here. He's going to go, I'll take Stribling because you said it. Why else would I? It's unbelievable. I mean, I bring it on myself because I'm promoting this. It's my channel. It's what I do. I expect people to follow what I'm doing. Like, what else am I supposed to, like, what am I really, what complaint do I have? But it still is frustrating. You can't.
If you don't stand on something, you're gonna die for nothing.
You can't deny it. All right.
People come out here and hate on you. That's crazy. Like, we have this debate about Devontae Smith every other week. So,
Luis,
people love it.
Appreciate you. See you tomorrow, bro.
Thank you.
Later. Luis to the moon. You can disagree with them. You can say. I don't think anybody was saying nasty things in the chat. I think Luis was seeing things. He's like, people in the chat call me. I was looking at it. I didn't see anybody calling him out. I think for the most part, everybody loves Luis. I'll do my share soon. Just wait. Says Daniel, you don't. Nothing's required. Always appreciated. You do plenty. All right. See you all later. Appreciate every single one of you. I'm live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm live whenever big news breaks. Even if it's an hour later, 2 hours later, we still break down that news in a compartmentalized video. That's how Dad did it. That's how America does it. And it's worked out pretty well so far. I'm live at midnight Eastern almost every single night. And again, love or hate Luis, whatever. Luis is the reason, as is Hammer, as is Daniel the Commander. Daniel the Commander. Where's my Daniel the Commander button? So Hammer.
It's hammer time.
Luis. BBQ, Raw Navy from the past too. Also, Blast from the Past. Perps, Blast from the Past.
I smell meatloaf.
BBQ. BBQ is a monster. Absolute monster. Daniel. Husseini hasn't been here for a few days, it seems, but Husseini's constantly dropping super chats and extending the show. 420 Man's done his share too, by the way. Landman, Luis, Landman. Fire Chat. I don't know where Fire's been. But anyway, I appreciate every single one of you. But love him or hate him, Luis extending, helping this show go the distance so many times over. Daniel, appreciate you. See you all later. Daniel, email me. Deuce. Klondike. Same to you. Luis. Luis says, sorry, y'all. Let's keep it going tomorrow. I'll be out. Luis, are you wanting this tomorrow? Are you trying to earmark this for tomorrow? I think he is. I can earmark this for tomorrow. Let me see what he says. Luis, do you want to earmark this for tomorrow? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
yes?
yeah.
Okay,
I'm not going to be here. I'm gonna be gone.
Since it's your... Okay, we're earmarking for tomorrow. Try and call in later. Thank you, pal. You're the man. Later. Luis. Look, Luis. Earmarking this for tomorrow. Just a beast. Just a straight savage. Guy gets trashed on the phone line and he drops a $200 super chat. Like, who does that? Luis does it. Luis does it. Rex does it. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Well, guys, we have a 50-minute extender tomorrow. See you all tomorrow. 50-minute extender. We start off when the show's closing. 50 minutes goes up. Luis is a beast. I'm on the clock in that draft. All right. See you all later. Appreciate you. Thank you, Luis. Thank you, Daniel. Later.